What's happening, guys? Derek Pierce here, and I want to make sure you guys can hear me real quick. I'm going to start here in just a couple of minutes, waiting on a few more people to pop in here. So we got a few more people coming in. So just type in the chat box if you can hear me okay. Cool. Good to see you, Reggie. Jeffrey, thanks for being here. Who else we got on the call here? What's happening, John? Joe? Hey, Joe, I got your message right before we got on the call. I didn't have a chance to go all the way through the video, but I will as soon as we get off here. It may be tonight or in the morning, but I will take a look at that, and I will get with you in the next couple of days and see what we can do on that site. And I'll take a look at that site and look at the backlinks myself and just kind of see where you're needing help with. And guys, during the week, like whenever when we're going through these trainings and whatnot, whenever I update it, if you've got a question, just drop it into drop me an email, and then I'll answer it on the call. So that way everybody can benefit from it. I'll shoot my email right here. Hey, Dave, good to see you. But yeah, if you guys, I just sent that email. If you send it to me, that'll go to my support desk, and Liz will get that to me, and that way I can, then prepare the next week for the next week call, and I'll answer those questions during the training. Did you guys have any trouble getting to the training at all, or are you able to view it or anything like that, or? Just in case you guys, let me paste this in here. This is where all the training's at. And then you want to go under the training tab. Once you access the product, you want to go under the training tab, and that's where all the videos are getting added to it. So, and then I'm putting the webinar links in there as well. So once we get through with this one, give me a couple of days, and I'll drop that one in there too. Cool, thanks, Joe. So what kind of questions have we got this week? We'll go ahead and get started. I see a few more people popping in here, but they can speak up whenever. I don't guess I should out them for being late, but that's okay. What kind of questions we got this week for so I can help you guys maybe about the last couple of weeks training? Just what can I do for you to clear up the subject or to help you try to rank better? No questions? Everybody knows everything? Sweet. Anybody got any sites they want to look at or anything? Okay, Jeffrey, good question. Jeffrey asked, when registering a domain, do we keep our info as billing and all others as fake? Yes. So I have my GoDaddy account set up with my account information or whatever, and then whenever after I buy it, I'll change the name servers, and I'll change the contact, and I'll change all the contact info is what I'll do. So that way it's all across the board. And if you're worried about getting like GoDaddy's, if you're worried about getting GoDaddy's messages or whatever, then just set up a forwarding email address, you know, to go to your email. All right, Joe. Joe asked, is there any advantage to a deleted domain if it has backlinks? You know, I'm personally not tested that versus just a brand new domain. If I'm going to buy something like that, typically what I want to do is I want to get something that has the age. That's what I'm going after. So age is a really important thing. I mean, PR is great, and I don't get me wrong. I think PR is a major factor, but age also has a lot to do with it as well. So I want PR and age if at all possible. So when you go into the domain search, like if you're using Register Compass, you've got these that are expiring, and then you've got the expired domains. These are the ones that Joe was talking about, the expired domains. These are ones that you can find that have already been dropped, and then you will be basically picking up the registration, and basically it'll be starting over. But now some of those you can find some of those with backlinks. So it would be worth testing probably to just see what kind of results you got out of it. So it's just not something I've done any real extensive testing on. Okay, Reggie asked, how does the tier 2 stuff bleed the backlink juice to the money site for a lot of keywords when it just links one keyword to the money site? Basically what I'm doing is I'm setting these up on like the tier 1 stuff. Like the home page may have, you know, like a link to whatever I'm trying to rank for, but then I'll put some variation in the post. So the posts are getting dripped out. Using the syndication plugin, the posts are getting dripped out to that tier, and so you'll have a mixture of some keywords. But what you want to do is be real aggressive and be broader in your keywords with those with that buffer site or that tier 1 site. Does that make sense, Reggie? Yeah, I blast the buffer or the tier 1 with lots of keywords. Let me just draw it out here on this diagram. So I want to make sure we get this right. And I do some different stuff here, and I'll show you guys what I do. You know, I've got my blog network, which why is this not pulling up here? Okay, so I've got my money site right here, right? Okay, and then I've got this tier 1, right? So the home page will be linking to the money site for these for my main keywords. There'll be a mixture of stuff. It'll be like I'll have some naked URLs. Like this one may have a naked URL. This one right here may be my primary keyword, and then I'll have another one over here for another keyword, and I'll have like 5 to 10 of these sites that are just considered like tier 1 or a buffer type site. So these, in this example, we've got 3. So in this example, we've got 3 of these tier 1s. Now, then what I do from here is I'm using my blog network. So this is one specific niche right here, right? This is all related. So then I'm using my blog network to drip out, you know, a few links to my money site. So I got a few going to my money site, but I'm really hammering it to the tier 1. And your site will start to rank. because it's like, you know, and I'm being more aggressive with my anchor text on this linking from the second tier to the first tier, right? So I'm being like, I'm hitting it real hard with it. And I'll also, in addition to the blog network, I've also got some magic submitter stuff going here. So bear with me, guys. Let me just finish drawing this out. So I think a picture is worth 1,000 words is what they say. So let's just try to. And I know this seems kind of confusing. A lot of times, just hitting it with the overall blog network, even without a buffer site, will do it. But I want these buffer sites in place because it kind of helps protect the money site from getting hit so hard with all these links. So you got tier 1, right, or buffer. You can call it a buffer site. And then these are tier 2, or you could just have these as like a blog network if you wanted to, tier 2 or blog network. Okay. Okay, so then I've got my magic submitter stuff, right? Let me see how to shrink this thing down where we can add more to it. Okay, so then I got my magic submitter stuff that's here, and it's linking to these sites here too. So and I'm using these automated tools, like to build these profiles. And what you want to do on these things is you want to try to build, if you're using like Magic Submitter, or even if you're using SE Nuke, and I used to really like SE Nuke, but Magic Submitter kind of is a lot better of a program. What you want to do is try to build some authority with some of these Web 2.0 sites so you can have your own top network running, kind of like what you're doing with your own blog network and your tier 1 sites. You want to do the same thing with your Magic Submitter within like your Web 2.0 stuff. So that way you've got these sites that you've built, you've got them created, and then whenever you're wanting to drop a set of links, you can run a campaign for 30 days out, and it's all automated. So that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest advantage too for what we're doing with the syndication plugin is it automates the whole process, and that's really what I'm wanting to do, and having more control over the sites that I own. That's another thing is even with these Magic Submitter links and stuff. It's going to take a little bit of time to get some authority on these sites, and you're going to get more of a pop from your own WordPress blogs than what you will, using the Magic Submitter stuff. So that's just been my experience. I've tested it both ways. So does that help you guys kind of make a little bit more sense? Okay, John is wanting to, he's wanting me to look at a site here. We'll look at that here in just a second. Let me get through a couple of these questions here. Okay, SEO host, this comes from Jeffrey. SEO host only has 2 IPs for the name server. Is that sufficient? Yes. Yeah, what I want to do though is you want to be sure to create your own custom name server within GoDaddy, kind of like what I showed in that in that first video. And it's let's see here, let me pull this up. It's the very first video under training. This one right here. You can kind of overlook it. For whatever reason, I couldn't get this thing to stream, so I just put it in here to download. So download this one, watch it, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, Scott asked if we have some older domains that we bought several years ago, can we update the owner info on GoDaddy, or is it too late? No, go ahead and do that. That's perfectly fine. Yes, Reggie. Yeah, blast it with multiple keywords. So I'm hitting this thing. I'm hitting these tier ones really, really hard. And so, like, you know, you just gonna have to take my word for it. Like, when you hit it hard with these multiple keywords, it's gonna bleed through, and it's also gonna let this site let Google know what this site is about as well. So you'll start to see rankings for multiple keywords other than just the ones, you know, maybe the handful that you're ranking to this one. I noticed it today. Like, there was a site. I looked at my stats, and I was getting keywords that I haven't even linked to. So, or maybe if I linked to it, maybe it was just a couple of links here and there, but nothing major. Joe, this doesn't leave a footprint. No, I'm not mixing them together. You know, like, I'm not tying them together like a link wheel. So, like, these aren't tied together with each other. Like this tier one, they're all independent. The tier twos aren't linked together. So no, I haven't had any issues with it. Second tier sites are just like just blog network sites primarily. Age domains. So, like, I'll buy some age domains for my tier one, and you know, this works. It's a little complicated to grasp, and maybe I'll set one up or something before it's over with, and just kind of show you guys what I'm doing. I just don't want to give anything away that I'm actually involved with and actually making money from right now. So maybe I can set something up, though, just like a sample page or something. Reggie, the tier 2 can be multiple Web 2.0 properties, yes. So you can use, if you wanted to use your tier 1s, like buy a few age domains, let's say you buy 5 to 10 age domains and you want to use those as your tier 1s, and then you want to use the Web 2.0 stuff to point to your tier 1s, then that's A-okay. That's perfectly fine. I just try to drip a mix of everything, you know, like, you know, a lot of, like this, like, it's not just about the links from the blog. It's about having a mixture and making it look natural. So there's maybe some links coming from comments. There may be a few links coming from press releases. There may be a few links coming from, you know, just a variety of sources, making it look as natural as possible. Something too, I don't know if I touched on this before or not, but if you go to PR Web, let me show you this real quick. PR Web is one of the better press release distributions, and this right here, this is $199 per press release. If you contact them, there's a service that they have called Vocus. Let me show you this. And what Vocus is, it's a yearly deal for PR Web. So you can basically buy a yearly subscription and have one press release drop a day for a full year. And I got mine for like $2,100 or $2,200. I think it's $2,100. But you have to negotiate with them. They're going to try to sell it to you for $3,000. But if you negotiate with them, they will get you this for $2,100. And I know you may be thinking, like, well, wait a minute, that's higher than what I want to spend. That's cool. There's other alternatives if you're wanting to do press releases. But this is another thing that I do to just add to the mix. And I'm not just adding press releases to my money site, but I'm also doing them to my first tiers, because it's really hard to like do a press release every day to just your money site. It'll literally be overkill. It'll be too much juice going to the sites. So and if you're not wanting to do that, here's another one that you can use, sbwire.com. It's a really good distribution service, and I want to say this one's like $25 a press release or something. I'm not 100% for sure, but I've seen these press releases show up a lot in search results and a lot of the niches that I'm in. So maybe something worth looking into. Scott asked, how much content posts are you putting on each tier and how often? It just depends on the market and the niche. I mean, a good thing to do is look at what your competitors are doing and look at who's ahead of you and seeing what kind of pattern they have. That's leaving some clues as to how much content you can actually distribute. Some of the sites that I have are real skinny, not a whole lot of content, because that's what really they're accustomed to. So, especially a couple of these local ones that I've put out, I've gotten by with some real skinny sites. But if it's a site that's, constantly having updates and whatnot, then, you want to see what you can outdo. Again, this is all about outdoing them on links, outdoing them on content, outdoing them on time on site, in every shape, form, and fashion, making it a better user experience. No, it's not one blog network per money site. Basically, what I have is I have a what I just call a general type network, and it runs. I'll try to categorize it so like my real estate sites and my money making sites may go together, and that would be considered my tier 2. And then I'll create a tier 1 or a set of buffer sites for each money site. And those buffers are 5 to 10 sites. Some of them may be aged. Some of them are going to be keyword rich, like with an exact match, and just a mixture. Our tier 2 sites, your web 2.0 sites, or age domains, they're both. So I want to keep these tier 1s. I want to keep them real specific to whatever I'm trying to rank for my money site. And these blog networks, I'll still try to keep them specific to a niche, but I'll have more stuff drip out to them. Tell you what, this next week we're going to be getting into building the actual sites. So what I'll do is I'll set up a buffer, and I'll set up a tier 2. Well, you know what a tier 2 is, but I'll set up a buffer site and just show you how I'm linking, and we'll go through it together. And that'll be the next week and the week after probably of content, so that way you can actually see firsthand what I'm doing. The MS Diamond here is Magic Submitter submissions. On the Reggie asked, with Article Builder auto posting articles, do you go back to them and insert anchor text? No. What I'm doing, let me just pull that up real quick. And I've just got a dummy site here with just a few blogs on it, but I'll show you this real quick. So I'm going into Article Builder, and let me move this little thing down here. I can't see. On Article Builder, I'll pull whatever I'm looking for. So let's just say it's home business. I'm going to click that I want, 10 to 15 spins or something like that. and I'm going to click Get Article. So you've got two different things that you can do here with this content. And this is real important, so pay really close attention to this, because I had somebody contact me this past week where they had published it, and like they had put the HTML on this page, and you know, if you're going to put like links, so like if you're going to put a link and you're going to actually do the actual the hyperlink, the anchor text, then you need to go in here to where it says text. WordPress changed the wording on this, so this text actually means HTML code. So if you're wanting to put like raw HTML code, like anchor text or whatever, then you need to do it on this side. Now, if you want to use the visual editor, then you can do that by just clicking on the words that you're wanting to link, and just click right here, and you know, it'll insert a URL right there. Okay. So be sure that if you're trying to, you know, if you're wanting to insert like a YouTube video and you're wanting to dictate where the placement is, then you'll need to go here on this text tab. Or if you're wanting to put like the actual HTML code anchor text, then you'll want to put it on this text tab instead of the visual editor, or else you're gonna have some issues. And also, before you guys publish anything, always click the preview button and just take a look and see what it looks like. So make sure the links are in there, as well as the videos and images and stuff. So here's what I'm doing whenever I'm going through here, and let me go back to the question because I kind of got sidetracked here. With Article Builder, auto posting articles, you go back and insert anchor text. So here's what I'm doing. You got two options. A lot of people don't care where the links end up in the article, just so long that they end up. I'll show you something here. Let me pull up Chrome. All right, and I always use Chrome for doing my searches because I'm not ever logged into Chrome. So I want to show you this search real quick. Success with Anthony. Any of you guys ever heard of that? Just type in yes in the chat box if you've heard of this program. No, okay. It was Anthony Morrison. Dave says, yeah, it seems happy. That's funny. Anthony Morrison, he's like a guru guy, right? And I don't even know what he teaches, just to be perfectly honest. But anyway, he's done these big launches, and he's gotten a lot of people behind him and whatnot. So I've watched this site because he first launched this probably sometime last year, like September or October. And whoever this is, this successwithanthony.org, I was considering doing this launch, and I got to looking at some of their backlinks, and I'll share some of those backlinks with you here in just a second. And if you look at some of the links, you're going to be blown away. You're going to be like, no freaking way, because it is some of the spammiest looking stuff you've ever laid eyes on. He is this number one position. He's been in this number one position for as long as the launch has been out. So they're doing some stuff right. So I'll show you that here in just a second. So what I'm doing is, once I get my article with the article builder, I'll go through here, and if you want to dictate where the placement is, then you'll need to, you know, if you want to find a word that you can link to from here, then you can link in the what you see is what you get editor. If you're wanting to put a little blurb, you know, you can just put your keyword right here, and you can link to your money site. So it would just like that. Okay. So, and what you can do is you can spin that too. So try not to get the spin in the actual link itself. So what I would do is I would want to do like, let me just scratch this right here. If you're wanting to do it in a spin, you would just do the brackets first, right? And then you would just do your keyword and then the bar and your keyword 2 bar, your keyword 3, right? So then you just do that and highlight it and then put yourmoneysite.com. And then if you want to do keyword 2, this will be your second site. And then the third one. These could be all different pages. And also you want to put a title in here, whatever your keyword is for the title. I actually mix this up. Sometimes I include this, sometimes I don't. So that way when you go here to publish this thing, you click preview. You'll see you got your keyword. This is the first one. All right, now we X off here, preview. And then this is your keyword 3. Now, if you don't care anything about where the keyword gets dropped into the article, then you can use the random links feature. And you can just set this up to where you say, okay, I want every post to have anywhere from 0 to 2 or 3 links. Usually I'm putting 2 links in every post. And you can just list the links in here, but it's going to drop into various spots in the article. So I know some of you have voiced some concerns about doing that, afraid that it'll raise a red flag or something like that. If you're concerned about that, then by all means go up here within the article and dictate where you want to put your keyword. So anyway, then you've got the random images. I would use this random images. This is a great way to get some variation into your post. And then obviously definitely use the YouTube video URL because it does the same thing. So does that answer your question, Reggie? Sweet. Okay. All right. So let's look at this. Let's look at this Success with Anthony site right here. Okay. And what I'm doing here is I'm just going into this Ahrefs site, and I'm just going to plug this in. You could use Majestic SEO, or you could use some of the other programs. This one seems to find more backlinks than the other ones, though. This showing 2,600 backlinks, 538 referring IPs. So let's just look at the anchor text and see what they're doing here. So you'll see they account 15% of their anchor text is for the term Success with Anthony. Then they got 23% is the actual URL. And then they've got Success with Anthony review. Let me just see if they're ranking for that. Yep. So let's open this up too. I want to show you what this web page looks like. If I'm not mistaken, at one point this thing just automatically redirected after a couple of seconds, but they may have taken that off here. So this is a thesis, or looks like a thesis site. It's not a thesis site. It's not real sure what that is. You will see that it's got a lot of comments. I'm sure these are paid for comments. It's got some likes, some tweets, and some shares. So it's got a real beefy, it's got a lot of beefy content here, lots of content on the home page. Stay on this page. And then we're going to get hit with the sales letter. Okay. So let's just look and see where this, some of these links are coming from. Okay. Here's what I was talking about with some of these articles, you know, about dictating where the links show up versus not. I was just saying that this site has, I know for a fact, has got some just crazy looking articles in here. So many people here, I'm just going to read this real quick. Many people who feature a term hit blog do not really need to stress about generating this RSS feed simply because this is really something that is created for you. Success with Anthony. And every time you generate a unique post for your blog, the RSS feed will automatically be updated while using the title of the article. See, that makes no sense. This is just dropped in there in a random spot. So let's look at this. They're also trying to rank for this Twin Peaks profits. So let's look at it and see if they're ranking for it. There, number 1 for Twin Peaks profits. So, you know, could that be a concern in the future? Maybe, as far as but right now it doesn't appear to be that big of an issue. Let's read this one here. There are always a large amount of ways which people can go concerning acquiring this traffic. However, one system which can feel very effective by using RSS feeds, TwinPeaksProfits.net. For people who don't understand, see, that doesn't even make any sense. So this is just being randomly dropped in the actual article. So does that make sense to everybody? What I'm trying to show here, as far as like, this is not a good job spinning the articles, but it doesn't seem to matter in this case because they've been ranking for these keywords for a while. Something too, a little sneaky trick, and this is, we talked about buying age domains this past week, and some of them, like Link Authority, you can actually, I think you can donate your site to their network to be distributed. One thing that you can do if you're struggling trying to find a niche is just buy an age domain that's like a PR3 or a PR4. Donate the site to one of those blog networks, and just watch watch the articles that come through that's dripped onto your blog, and you've got all the articles or you got all the ideas in the world of what to promote. That's people that's already done a lot of the work for you, and then you just go in and pick and cherry pick what ideas have come through on your network. Does that make sense? So you pick up a PR3 for, you know, a few bucks or whatever, just throw it up and let it drip content from one of the blog networks, and then you're able to swap ideas from people that are actually trying to rank for some of these keywords as well. Yep, see their niches. Dave, we're talking about if we Link Authority. There's some other blog networks. Basically, you can donate your site to there and let the content drip out. So what I'm saying is, if you're struggling finding a niche to make money with, then you can just buy an age domain and donate it to one of these sites and let the content drip on it, and then go back and look at your site and see what everybody's trying to rank for. Okay, John saying, look at the post date. Let me go back here. 5/1/2013 on this one. Yeah, that is interesting, isn't it? I guess this would be, I guess this way it's positioned on this theme, it'd have to be like 1/4/2013. Yeah, they're hitting this every day. Every day. Dave, Ahrefs started giving, let's see, they took away something else. It wasn't the backlinks. It was something else that they did. I don't even remember what it was, but it was something like, this has been the best tool for pulling backlinks that I've found. Yeah, Reggie, I mean, like, it depends on how aggressive you want to be. If that's something you're concerned with, and it may be something that you want to look at for the long haul, as far as where you're posting your links. But that's why I created this the way that I did, is so you have an option. And I'm not saying do it one way or another. If you're feeling, feeling froggy and you're feeling like you want to, kind of push the boundaries, then you can do this random links and just have it placed in different spots. But if you want to, like, be real concerned, I know Greg Morrison from OMG Machines. I don't think he'll mind me saying this, but he's using this, and I know he's real conservative, and he's real concerned about using this random feature. So I know for a fact that he's using, he's like dictating where the placement of the links are going, because he's asked me before. He's like, "Are you not concerned about that?" And I'm not as worried about it as what some people are, but that's just me. So if it's something you're concerned about, then by all means go ahead and you can put the link wherever you want to in here. Scott, on these on these, when you're looking at these link authority sites, basically this is a blog network, and in order to join some of them, it's like there was another one called Build My Rank that got hammered. For some of these, for you to be able to join, you have to donate sites or you have to buy credits. So like a PR3 may mean that you can get one post a day across their network, and it's all public networks. It's across, a bunch of people. So what I was saying do is donate your site to this blog network, just so you can see what other people are posting to your sites if you're struggling to come up with ideas for niches. It's a good idea just to see what other people are doing and to kind of see what kind of crap they're actually pushing out and what they're getting by with, and tracking what they're doing. John, you and Scott both caught that. I didn't even catch that. The Euro date. That's a good catch. Yeah, definitely. Scott asked, when I analyze a niche, to have a lot of confidence, just knowing you can use syndication and blog networks for backlinking. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Dave, I was just saying you could use, again, just use link authority to see what other niches people are trying to go after. And then you can go back and, like, if you're hurting for an idea, like if you don't know what to go after, if you're just, like struggling to come up with ideas, there's like tons of ideas. I actually give you guys one in this past week's training that I need to take action on it. Did you guys find this beneficial about the coupon codes and promo codes? This keyword here has 20,000, I think, exact match searches. If you hadn't watched that, you need to go back. It's the last video in the keyword research. Joe, I have no idea what the new update's going to be. I've heard some different stuff, but I have no idea. I'm not that concerned with it. Usually one thing happens when Google says one thing, you know that you can keep doing whatever they're saying because it works. So, like if they're saying blog networks are bad, then typically that means it's an effective strategy, and they're trying to, get people to quit using it by coming out with some sort of, I don't know, some sort of campaign like propaganda of some sort. Okay, John, I'm gonna look at your site. Okay, so this is yeah, definitely, Joe. The blog network is the definitely the best thing you could do. All right, so this is an AdSense site. So this is what is Ag1D. All right, number one, you got the whole geo targeting thing going on, and nice pictures here. I'm just messing with you. So what do you want me to look at the backlinks that you got going on, John? Yeah, I'll shoot you straight. I don't know a whole lot about this whole geo targeting thing. That's not something that's my expertise. I've never done it. I've never really focused on geo targeting. I've mainly looked at, this is my keyword, this is what I'm going to try to rank for, and that's what I went after. And I'm assuming this will change based on what city I'm in. So I don't know how that works. I'm just being completely upfront with you. I just don't know how that works. That's not my cup of tea right there, but we'll take a look at the backlinks here. It's a good looking site though. I mean, if you just look at it from aesthetically, it's a outside of the bad acne pictures, it's a good looking site. So you got, I would make this for this homepage. One thing that I would do is I would make this article longer. Like if you look back on that site that we were looking at just now, this success with Anthony. I mean, this is a long article. This is a big article. I mean, look here. You got, I mean, it's a pretty good size article. So I would increase the content on it if at all possible. Quit getting caught in this pop-up. This is probably about a 400 or 500 word article. I would make it to where it was like 800 to 1,000 words, and I would try to include a video on it as well. And if there's a way you can position the pictures or whatever to where they come right at the fold to where somebody has to scroll down to see the video or the pictures, then that's a good thing, because then that increases your time on site. All right, so all right, so I'm showing you've got 23 backlinks, 12 IPs. Do you want me to pull this up? Because this might reveal some domains or something that. Okay, please look at the post news on the right sidebar. Okay, X off this. Something right off the top of my head, you've got to get the title tag in here too. For whatever reason, it's not posting. I'm looking at the page source. See, the title's blank. And then you need to get the description and your keywords and all that metadata in there as well. So that's one thing right off the top of my head. So I'm looking at, I'm sorry, I got sidetracked. Please look at post news on the right sidebar. Post news, okay. Is it this right here? Let's see. So you got some tweets and some shares. I mean, it's a good looking site. I would just think, I'm not going to pull up the backlinks in case you've used a network. I don't want to give away those sites on camera or whatever. But I would just obviously increase the backlinks that you have to it, and I would fix these issues with the on-page stuff, like the metadata, the keywords, the descriptions, and the title tags on all the posts and pages. I don't know if it's missing on all of them. Looks like this one's got the title tag in it. It may just be the home page. All right. Yeah. So is this a WordPress blog? Yeah. Okay. I see it's a blog. ProScan Ultimate Sky. Okay. Yeah, it's not a bad looking blog. I like it. Looks like it's got a lot of content. But like I said, on the home page, the main thing I would do is I would fatten this home page up. Looking at the categories here. Let me ask you this. Does your theme give you the opportunity to, and we're going to talk about this in the next, this next week's module when we start setting some sites up, but does it allow you to put custom content in the category? Okay. Then I would do that. I would put custom content here because a lot of people I don't know, they think that the category pages are duplicate content, and they are if you just have just a list of the post or whatever. But if you have like a description and some different content above this, and then just maybe have like, a snippet of text, then it makes those pages unique. Somebody had a post on that, and I'll share that with you guys. It was an excellent post. I'm gonna pause my screen here and see if I can find it. All right, let me go here, and where was that at? Okay, this is a thesis tutorial, but this will apply for pretty much everything that, it's not just related to thesis is what I'm saying. So I'm going to send this to you guys, but this is a good tutorial on creating, custom categories. So, and this is what I try to abide by. This chick knows her stuff when it comes to ranking stuff. But she's talking primarily for the thesis platform. Just so you know, the new Page One plugin 2.0 that I've got that's launching on the 22nd will actually do this. So it's built into the plugin. And also something for you guys, since you're part of the Bl1Ck Ops, chances are most of you are probably already using Page One plugin. If you will drop me just a quick testimonial, if you've enjoyed the Page One plugin, just shoot me a line. Then I'll make sure you get the 2.0 version for free. So you can just hit me up at that email address I gave you guys earlier, and you can send it to me if you've found any benefit in it at all. But basically what the plugin does is it grabs the top plugins and it will install them and configure them for you. but it also does a lot more stuff. And this is one of the things that it allows you to do. It allows you to create a custom category. So anyway, just read through this. This is good info on for these categories. Yeah, Yoast is a good is a plugin, a good plugin as well. Reggie asked me on the tier 1 links, do I deep link to the interior articles or do I just link to the home pages? Good question. I do it all, the home pages and the interior links as well. A lot of these questions will be answered in the next couple of weeks whenever we go through and you see me build a couple of these sites. Scott, it depends on the niche and depends on how much you're going to be getting paid on the AdSense sites. If you're getting a lot of volume, then yeah, it's worth it. It's totally worth it. But you've got to either have volume or you've got to have a high dollar per click, and then be able to scale that. If you're looking for to make money from more of an AdSense site, I would try to build something that's like an authority in the marketplace. John, did that help you out on the did that help you out on the tips on the site or whatever? Does that help you out at all? You should be able to, the title tag should be something in the, you should be able to see that in Yoast, or it should be in your general settings of WordPress. That should be something that's automatically done, I would think, if you're using Yoast. I like the look of it. I mean, it's a nice looking site. Yeah, and just shoot me a line on another what you were saying. I don't want to repeat that on video, but I got your message just now. Just shoot me a line at that email address. Scott, is there any way we can take a look at this site next week? We're getting right at the time frame, and if I do another site review, we may be here another 30 minutes or longer. Is that cool with you? Sweet. Let's see, the SEC tournament starts tonight, and I'm sacrificing my time and I'm avoiding it. This is March Madness, guys. So usually, in all seriousness, like the month of March, I do nothing. Like when basketball starts, like literally, I wipe the calendar clean and I just sit in front of the TV and watch basketball. And anyway, that doesn't work when you're trying to make money, does it? So anyway, but yeah, yes, I'm a Bama fan. I went to the Bama game this past Saturday, actually, when they almost lost that game against Georgia. Hit the final buzzer beater. You're in Knoxville? Okay, cool. Dave, Yoast is a SEO plugin. There's several plugins that are out there that does something similar. There's Yoast, there's Platinum SEO, and then there's all-in-one SEO. they all pretty much do very similar things. So it's actually on the Page One plugin we're using all-in-one SEO. It's just easy for me. It's easier to use, and than what Yoast has got a lot more options and stuff that I don't really find. It's kind of hard to navigate through too. So I find that all-in-one is updated pretty regularly, and I like the options that it gives. Yes, Reggie, I played in high school. Never did do anything other than that. So I might could have played some college ball, but I just didn't. I tried out for a JUCO team, and anyway, it was so funny because it was this old guy, right? That was the coach, and he could barely see. Like, he had these real thick glasses, and it was in the gym, and he would smoke while we were practicing and while we were trying out. And I think I hit like 4 or 5 threes, just like real quick, just right in a row. And he wasn't even looking, like he was talking to some girl or something over there. It was so funny. So no, I didn't play any college ball, but I did play in high school, so I really enjoyed it. Yep, jump shooter. Yep, I shot the 3 ball. Thanks, Rick. I appreciate that. You've been here the whole time, Rick? You've been awfully quiet. I appreciate it, John. Thanks for being here. Cool. Well, thank you, guys. I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm going to go watch a little b-ball, and we will chat next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. This next week, I'm going to start building out some sites, and I'm going to show you how to get the on-page right. We're going to talk about silo structures and how to properly set up your SEO campaigns with your on-page factors, and we'll go over the next couple of weeks where I'm going to just take you and just show you, how I'm building a couple of these sites out. So anyway, thanks for being here. Thank you, and I will see you guys real soon. All right, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I'm finding age domains and what I'm really looking for whenever I'm doing my searches. And we're primarily going to be using Register Compass today because that's pretty much what I'm familiar with, and that's where I'm getting the most data from. You can still use expireddomains.net for this particular task. It's just going to take, again, it's just not as user friendly, and there's not quite as much data as what there is with the Register Compass site. So we're going to be looking primarily for our blog networks and tier 1 sites for this particular task. In the previous video, we talked more about looking for age domains for our money site. This is again completely different. We're looking more for age, we're looking for backlinks, and if at all possible, we want it to have PR. So when you're looking at Register Compass, what I want you to look at here, you've got 3 tabs right here. You've got expiring domains that you can just click down here, and you can select any of these in these particular categories. These are sites that are in the process of expiring, where you can buy as a pre-release. So I bought some domains through this. However, the bulk of what I'm doing comes through GoDaddy auctions and the auction domains that you see right here. Now, the expired domains, these are ones that have already expired, and these are domains that you can register, that you can look at, and you can find ones that already have, a lot of existing backlinks. Now, that's not something that I'm doing. I've not really tested that, but it is something probably that you could take a look at and test. I haven't done anything with that because I'm primarily buying with the auctions because I want the age factor. So you want to be able, that age to be able to transfer over to you as the new owner. That's really the main benefit of going with these auctions. So I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to show you what I'm looking for. You've got where you can pick for majestic links. You got Alexa rank. You got closeouts. You got backlinks that's greater than 25. You got Google PageRank, and then you got in any directory, and you got the Namejet pre-releases. So I'm just going to click right here where this says Google PageRank. just to kind of show you some different, just show you some searches here. So you can see this this automatically sorts it by automatically plugs in the ones that have Google PR. So you can basically just press the down button right here, and it's going to sort all these from with the highest PR to the lowest. Now, so now that we've sorted these, you'll see that you got some PR9. So don't get all giddy when you see a PR9 and you're seeing it's like $26, because this is not a real PR9. Even though this is saying that it's valid, something fishy is going on with this domain, because there's no reason why a PR9 would be going for $26 with 2 hours and 11 minutes to go. This would be a lot of money. I mean, you're looking at Google's homepage is a PR9 or a PR10. So yeah, Google.com is a PR9. So there's no way that when you're looking at this thing that this site right here is a PR9, then it's going to stick. So just be aware of that. So when you're looking at some of these, they're not always not always accurate when it comes to the PR. It's like I was explaining in the previous video, the backlinks have got to justify the page rank, or otherwise if you buy a PR and the backlinks don't justify it, then you're looking at the page rank is going to eventually drop when Google does the next PR update. So that's real important. So if people are coming in here and going like, wow, we can get a PR9 for $25 or whatever, this is going to drop. It's just a matter of time before Google updates the PR and it reflect the actual value of it. So anyway, just going through some of the tabs that I want to look for, or that I pay attention to, is I look at obviously the bid price, but I also look at what kind of auction it is, if it's a public or a buy it now or an offer. I never do the offers, because these are people that have stuck their sites out there, and you can actually make an offer on it, and that's not something that I'm really interested in. So typically what I do is I will filter out all the offers, and you can do that just by clicking this button right here, and you can say is not an offer, and I'm going to click add and apply, and you will see that this will filter out all the ones that are not offers. So now what we're looking at is we're looking at the domains that have a buy it now or are a auction domain. So these are where I've bought some of my domains. Most of the buy it now domains are overpriced, so you have to really, it has to be a good enough deal. Like for example, a couple of weeks ago, I bought a PR5 that was $280. That I thought was a steal. So anyway, but most of the time, the buy it nows are going to be overpriced for what the domain is actually valued at in terms of page rank and backlinks and all that stuff. And what I did was on this particular one, that was a PR5. Obviously I investigated it, and I looked to see what the domain looked like before it went into the auction. But I also looked at it from a standpoint of what kind of backlinks were pointed to it. I looked at the backlinks, and it had Wikipedia links, it had good quality links, so it really made sense for me to buy that. So anyway, you're just gonna have to get in here and start again doing some searches and digging and finding what the backlinks, if they represent an accurate page rank. So I look at this right here. I turn off the it's not an offer, so those are all filtered out. And then obviously you've got the bid price or the buy it now price, the auction expiration, and then you've got the Google PageRank. A lot of people will just sort through Google PageRank and don't pay as much attention to everything else that's going on with the site. I'm looking for primarily age, backlinks, and PR. That's what I'm wanting to really focus on. So you can see right here you've got the domain age, and you can filter out. You can say I want this domain to be. I only want to see domains that are 2009 and older. You can do that. Then you've got this SEO Moz domain authority column, and this is something that I really like, because SEO Moz, we touched on this a little bit earlier. It's an SEO service at SEOMoz.org. It's $100 a month, and this tells you all kinds of data related to these domains, and will give you all kinds of good information on it. But this is one of the domains, or one of the columns that I really like to pay attention to, is the domain authority. Now, I do not have a subscription to SEO Moz because I really like this domain authority number. This is a good number. It takes a lot of representation from various aspects with the domain, and it comes up with this number based on 0 to 100, 100 being the highest, 0 being the lowest, and this will give you a good judge on what the page rank could be once Google updates. So you're going to find some inaccuracies with the PR, like in this case right here. You'll see the SEO Moz domain authority is 20. But the page rank is a 9. So what does that tell me? That tells me that this page rank is inflated right now, and once Google actually updates the page rank, it's probably going to come down to a PR1 or a PR2 at best. Okay, so that's kind of where you're wanting to look at. So you're wanting to use this as a good gauge for what your sites are. This is not something we'd be interested in anyway, because this was a 2012. And again, I'm just kind of squeamish of the PR9s when I see these, and it's like a receiptcenter.info. You have to use some common sense here and be a little skeptical of these that are the higher in PR like that. So you look at these are all .info. A lot of these are .infos, and you'll see there's no domain authority on any of these, and they're all 2012. So there's no way possible that you're going to have a site jump in 1 year to a PR9 that doesn't have backlinks and doesn't have some sort of authority. And I mean, you can look at these, you can see there's not a whole lot of links. If you're looking at the SEO Moz links, you can look right here. I use Ahrefs because that's there's more there's more data, there's more links it shows. Let's just pull one of these. Let's just pick this receiptcenter.info. Let's just look at it, and I'll show you this real quick. I'm going to click search links, and you'll see this has 7,000 links, but if you look at it, it's all from 4 IPs. So you know good and well that even though this thing has 7,000 links, that if this was a PR9, it would be coming from more than 4 IPs. So, it just doesn't add up. You've got to make sure that the data backs up what you're looking at and what you're wanting to buy. So anyway, I hope that makes sense. Now, this is again, this is that we clicked on the GoDaddy closeouts is what we looked at. So what I want to do is I want to sort by age. I want the oldest domains to appear first, because if we're buying a domain name, again, I would like to find something that is that's older versus something that's just been registered. So when we're looking at these closeouts, you'll see you've got some right here. The domain age is 1989. Look at that. So that's a really old domain, and this is a pre-release. So this is ssc.com. This will go for a lot of money, I guarantee you, just because it's a 3-letter domain. So it's showing the bid price is $69. Let's take a look and see what this is. The way you do this is you just click the little blue icon here, and it's going to open up a window, and then you just click place bid, and this is going to take you to the appropriate page. So you look at this, you can see that this has had 254 bids. This is a $10,000 domain. This is primarily because this is a 3-letter domain name. So not because of not as much because of the page rank or anything like that. I mean, the page rank is a PR6, so that's good, and it does have a lot of authority. But when you're adding in authority, page rank, age, and then it's a 3-letter domain on top of that, that's why this thing is so high, so expensive. So anyway, you're looking at $10,000 on this particular one. That's not something that we're interested in. So let's keep trucking it back here and looking at some of these other domains. So let's keep looking here. I just want to look at 1995, 95, Belgium.com. Buy it now. Let's see what this is here. buy Belgium.com for $1.8 million. No, thank you. So I thought that's what I was looking at there. I just wanted to make sure that the data was actually right. So a lot of these that, have, like I said, like 3-letter domains and 4-letter domains, or, they're going to go for higher than what you will some of the other ones, especially if they have PageRank. All right, so here's one. Let's look at this one real quick. See what this one is. This natanet.org. So let's see what this one is. So this right here will tell you a lot about it. So the price is $105. There's been 12 bids on this thing. It's a PR6, and that's showing a valid PR6 is what this is saying. You got a Google backlinks 67, Yahoo backlinks is 55, 160 Alexa links. You've got the Magesta backlinks. Let's see here. So what I'll do is I'm going to click place bid and let's just look and see how much this thing's going for. All right, so you'll see this is $105. There's 8 days left on this thing. So this is something else too. I don't typically look at domains that are this far out within the auction period. I want to sort, and I only want the ones that are within like 24 to 48 hours, because what happens a lot of times is you'll see people that will bid on these things and they'll go off and just forget about it, and then I'm looking at them in the last 24 to 48 hours, and I'm monitoring them, and I can come in and swoop in and buy them. So I'll show you how I'm doing that here in just a second. But this is natanet.org. So let's just copy that. Let's go back in here to look at this thing, and let's look at the rest of the data. You'll see this was a 1997 domain, and it's currently a PR6, and the SEO Moz domain authority shows a 55. So this is pretty good. By the time this levels out, it's maybe a PR4 to a PR6, somewhere around in there. So I'm okay with that based on this domain authority. It's showing that there's 472 archives. This is the Wayback Machine. If you want to click on this, this will pull up the archive.org, and this will show you the last bit of info of what the site looked at like, with a screenshot of what it looked like. So let's just click on the last one that we see here, July 2012. Looks like they were redirecting the site. So it looks like on this one they were trying to do a redirect for this particular domain, but yet the PR is still holding up because of all the backlinks. Let's go back to 2006 and see what. Wow. I'm gonna pull up this right here, this in Ahrefs, and just see what we got here. So you'll see we got 3,000 backlinks coming from 607 referring IPs, not bad. And then let's take a look at what kind of how many pages there are on this particular site. Give this just a second here, and this will show us. We've got 472 pages within the site itself. So this is something, if you bought this, you would want to get these pages up as soon as possible and get the site back up as soon as possible. Because what happens is you want to restore all these URLs, and I'll show you how to do that in a future video training. That's not something that we need to cover right now, but just realize when we're buying these domains, we want to get them up as soon as possible. So once we win the auction, or once we buy it, as soon as we have access to the domain, it's crucial. We're in a race against time, basically. You've got to immediately get the site up if you're using WordPress, which I recommend that you do, get WordPress up and running, and then recreate these pages and do proper 301 redirects to the URLs. And I'll share a resource that you can use in a future video training that will recreate all these pages and do proper 301 redirects all within one plugin. So anyway, we'll go over that here in another video training. Right now, we just want to make sure that we're looking at something that could possibly be something we would want to look at actually buying. So next thing I want to look at is I want to look at the referring domains and see what all has been linking to this. So you'll see crawfordsworld.com. Let's just look at this and see what this is. See, this is a PR2. See, I'm not seeing a backlink to this from this page. Let's look at the drop down box and let's see what we got here. And what I do, to try to find, if I'm looking for where the domain is, or what, if I'm wanting to just make sure that the domain, it's still there, I'll just go into the source code, and I'll just click find, and I'll paste the URL in there again. And you'll see this is NATA, N-A-A-T-A. So let's just look and see what this is. You'll search for NATA, North American Automobile Trade Association. Okay. That could be what this site was used for. I don't know for sure. Let's keep looking here. So we've got these URLs that are pointing to our site, right? That we're looking at buying. We've got quite a few of them. If this was just only a handful of them, then you could. But when you've got like a lot of links here, that's a good sign when you've got like a lot of links from a lot of different sources. So then what I want to do is go to anchors, and let's just see what the anchor text is. I want to make sure there's nothing, like vulgar or anything like that pointed to it. I was looking at a site earlier today. It was something like SEO, something to do with traffic, SEO.net or something like that. And so I was doing some research on it, and it looked like a domain that I could possibly buy and use for, to promote affiliate marketing type stuff. So when I pulled it up and I looked at the anchors, and this is very important that you do this, every one of them was porn-related links or porn-related anchor text, and it was like, vulgar stuff. So you want to be sure that you look at this to make sure it's not been hit with a bunch of stuff. Because that can do more harm than good. I'm not as concerned about the backlinks, since we're not using this as our money site. This is going to be more of a blog network, more of a buffer type site. So I'm not as concerned with having just supreme quality in the backlinks. But I don't want to look at my anchor text and every one of them to be porn related or to buy Viagra or whatever the case is. So I want to make that crystal clear here. It doesn't have to, be perfect, but you don't want all of them to be, dirty or bad links. So anyway, so this looks like something that we would be, that we could be interested in on this particular site here. So this natanet.org. So let's see, this expires in 8 days. I would put this on my watch list. So how you do that? You just right click, and you go to add to your monitored auctions. So you just click that, and then this is going to pull up your monitored list. So I added those other ones on the monitored list as well earlier today, just so we could look and so I can show you those. Let me see here. I'm going to see if I can find a couple more here before we go to that. I just kind of want to have a couple of examples for us to look at. So then we got this nanews.org. This is a pre-release, $500. You're looking at the domain authority on this one is a 41, not bad. 1997. This is $500. let's look at this and see what it's at this point. So this is a minimum bid of $500. I would want to investigate this a lot more before I, spent that kind of money. I look at these domains and I look at them with a risk-reward mindset. In other words, if I'm going to spend a lot of money on one, then I've got to make damn sure that the domain is good. It's got good backlinks. If I'm going to spend, several $100s on one, if I'm looking at spending, $10 to $20 or whatever, I'm not as really cautious with it, so I'll take a chance, for 10 or $20 or whatever. It's not that big of a deal. But if I'm going to be spending, several $100s on one domain, then I want to really dig into it and really know what I'm buying. And even on the others, I still investigate them. But if it's something that where the PR is not, let's say if it's showing a PR4 or PR5 and it's only got 2 backlinks, well then obviously we know that there's a good possibility that the page rank will drop when Google makes an update, right? So if it's something that's like $5 or $10, I may buy that just because it's a low risk. I'm only putting in 10 to $20 on it, and I'm not risking hundreds of dollars. I'm just putting out 10 to $20, and then what I'll do is I'll drop some backlinks to it. So when Google does their update, then I'll have some substantial backlinks pointed to it. So I hope that makes sense. I look at that just with that mindset of risk reward whenever I'm looking at some of these domains. Let's go to, again, we're looking at the closeouts here. So what I want to do here is I'm going to click auction expired. I'm going to filter out within the next 24 hours. And let's just look at these. Okay, so we've got 1 hour and 43 minutes. So look at this one right here, the SharmanNetworks.com. This is a $780. Showing a PR6. This was created in 2002, and its domain authority is 36. And this would be something that I would look at this and I would want to tread real lightly, because $780. I want to make sure that these links are going to be good quality links that can justify this PR6. Because when I look at this SEO Moz authority, this is showing 36. I'm thinking that there's a possibility that this PR will drop once Google does an update. So what I want to do is I want to just copy this. And I'm going to drop this into Ahrefs, and let's just see what we've got here. 892 backlinks, 207 IPs. We can see what the anchor text is. Sharman Networks. Yeah, I would want to look at this one a little closer before I spent this kind of money. I typically don't buy these $780 domains unless I know for a fact, like I said, that, and I would go through here and I would look at these anchor text, and I would see the link domains, and I would look and see what that's not what I want. I would look at the anchor text, and I would see what kind of PR is linking to our site, just to see if it justifies and see if it makes sense with what we're looking at. So here's the referring domains. You've got quite a few domains let's just look at a couple of them here. So you see this one is a PR5. So this is a good sign here for that. And then you got digital media wire. This is another PR5. Another PR5. Here's a PR7. So what I would want to do is see where these backlinks are coming from, what pages, and I would just investigate those to make sure they were still there. So apparently this is a firm that is behind file swapping software. So let's I'm interested to see what this looks like in the Internet Archive. So let's just take a look at this. It's another site that's redirecting here, so redirecting to Kaza. This would not be something I would be interested in, so I would just basically keep looking and see what I can find. I'm going to click here and just click the down button and see if we can get some that are expiring here in just the next few minutes. All right, 25 minutes. All right, here's another one where the domain has the domain is showing a PR5. However, and it's a 2010 domain, so 3 years old. However, looking at it, you would think that maybe this is not an accurate PR5. So you're looking at the SEO-Moz domain authority is a 7. I'm going to click right here, and this will give you some details in the SEO-Moz. And if you don't have a subscription, then this will only pull up like so many per day. I think it's like 5 a day or 3 a day or something like that. So you see this domain authority is showing 33, and let's see here. I don't know why that number is not reflected right in Register Compass. Anyway, this is showing a domain authority of 33, and this gives us the inbound links. That's the top inbound links. You could, if you have a subscription, you can pull more data. Again, I'm using this Hrefs service. This is a buy it now domain, and let me go in here. So leapworks.net. So see, this is showing 3 backlinks. I'm going to click on here, and they're all from one IP. So chances are just one site is actually linking to our site. So click referring domains, and you've got blackmagic.com and blackmagic.org. So these are links that could be eliminated at any time. You can see right here, these looks like these were just added recently. Yeah. So but the thing that I'm looking at, this thing that where, you know, this might be something I would be interested in. This is like what I was talking about with the risk reward ratio. You've got a site that's 3 years old. It's a PR5. This is going to be a judgment call that you have to make, and this is something that you can look at doing. This is where the site is obviously overrated, but you're able to pick it up for $11 plus the registration. So you're looking at less than $20, and you'll have a PR5. However, with that being said, realize when Google does the next update, chances are that this is going to drop, that this PR5 is going to drop unless you build some quality backlinks to it. And when I say quality, you've got to, you got to build some quality backlinks. So you got to have the resources available that you can build quality links to this. And when I say quality, I'm meaning press releases and some other things. So on the flip side of that, what we would probably want to do is, if we're interested in this, like I said, it's got to meet the risk-reward ratio. If this was something that was higher priced, then I wouldn't even look at it. So if this was like 50, 60, or $100, there'd be no way I would even look at this thing. But with it being $11, it's something that it's kind of hard to lose on that. Worst case scenario, you end up with a domain that's 3 years old in age. So that's kind of the way I look at things. Now let's keep going down here and let's keep looking at some more. And this is the only way that I know to teach this, is exactly by looking at what I'm doing and trying to explain my mindset whenever I'm looking at some of these domains and how I analyze these things. So you look right here, you got some other ones that's right here, like 1997. This is a 41. Look at this price on this one. It's insane. So expensive right there. Then we got that dog review site that we looked at, that was at the top a while ago. Dog V review. Obviously, there's no way this is a PR9. So this is just ridiculous. So again, we want to I want to sort these domain age here. Oh, that's right. I sorted them by auction expiration. So now it's hard to set these up to where it's if you're going to sort it by domain age, then you're going to have these auctions all across the board. So you got this one right here. See, these are something I would not be interested in. $69 for these, and this was 2012. And it's showing a PR7. It's very unlikely, very unlikely. I'm going to click on the next page here and look at this. Now, one of the reasons why these are, here's another one like what I was explaining just now, this Lucidus.com, a 2001 domain, showing a PR5, but you're looking at this thing is $10. So it goes back to that risk-reward ratio here that you could buy this thing for $10, and you could have a PR5 for the time being, but realize there's a possibility that when Google makes its newest update that this disc is dropped to a PR0 or a PR1. Let's just look at this and see where this. So yeah, this is $15. You have to bid $15. Something else too, when I'm looking at these, I really like age domains with people's names, because I can retheme those for anything I want. So it doesn't matter if it's somebody's name, then you can retheme that site for whatever you want it to be about, really. So one reason why we're getting these higher PRs is we've got this set right here to where this Google PR. We can set this to where it's a PR4 or higher. We can put this to where this is actually less, to where we can do like PR, we'll just say PR1. You're going to get a lot more domains that way. And by looking at the ones that just have, you know, say a higher PR or whatever, then we're not able to really uncover the ones that are undervalued. So what we want to do is we want to be sure to also look at these that have a PR1 and a PR2, because that's where you're going to find the ones that have that undervalue, and focus on more about the age as well as backlinks than necessarily the PR. The reason why a lot of these that we looked at are like really high, that have high PR, is because this is what primarily most people do. They just come in here and they say, okay, well, I want to search for the ones that have, you know, PR5 and higher, and they don't really look at everything else that's involved with it in terms of the age or the backlinks. So anyway, we want to kind of take that into consideration. So again, we just filtered this out to where we're having higher than PR1, and then what we want to do from here is we can also sort by the links. So I'm going to just click this down button so we can look at all the ones that have backlinks. These are ones that are expiring within 24 hours again. So we're using SEO Moz links. You could also use the Google links as well. And so, and then we can even put a filter in for the domain age. Let's say we only want ones that are greater than 2009. Okay, so I'm going to add and apply, and you'll see these are all domains that are older than 2009. So that means they're 4 years or older. They have a PR greater than 1. And then they also are filtered out by the number of backlinks that they have as well. So anyway, we're looking at some of these. This one right here, you're looking at a PR5, this top one, this NMF Bl1Ck.com. You've got 23 hours, 25 minutes left on this one. $255. This would be something that I would look at because you've got the SEO Moz domain authority is a 42. It's got backlinks. You've got it's a 2007 domain. So there's a lot of good about this domain just looking at it from the onset. So what I would want to do is I would want to monitor this one. So I'm going to right click this one and add to my monitored list. And I would even grab this and look at it in Hrefs. I'm not going to do that right now because we've done that already, and the video is getting kind of lengthy. So I just want to kind of go through and highlight which ones that I would be interested in, and then we can kind of go from there. So then you got this, let's see, Compass Youth right here, 2008 domain age, and this is a PR4, and this is a pre-release for $69. This is something I would definitely be interested in. So high bid is $69. I may actually bid on this one. I'm gonna actually look at this in Hrefs. I'm gonna add this to my monitored list. Zen Unity, I don't know how to pronounce this, is the next here. We got 51 minutes left. You'll see this is a PR4, $355. What we can do if we want to like really nail down and we want to find like some more undervalue, what we can do is we can set this filter to where instead of anything greater than a PR1, we can do anything less than a PR2. So that way we're not seeing all these that have super high PR, and we're filtering out all the ones that have, you know, that are 4 years or older. And let me just show you this right here. So these are the ones that could possibly be really good deals. So you've got like, you know, these are showing PR1s and some PR2s. What we would want to look for is the backlinks to see if the backlinks, we want to try to get something that has more backlinks and more authority than what is reported in the PageRank, in an effort to, once we get the site up and once Google does their new update, once they do their next PR update, then actually the PR would jump instead of dropping. So this is what we would do. We would go through here and look for some of these and to see if we could find something that would be undervalued. On the blog networks and my tier ones, I'm not as worried about .com, .net, .org. I will also use .us, .biz, .tv. I typically don't use this .ca or any of that other. Don't use any of those domains. I usually stick to .com, .net, .org, .co, or .biz or .us or .tv. That's primarily where I keep it. And .was as well. But I'm not sticking to my guns on it having to be a .com, .net, .org unless it's my money site. So by having some of these with different extensions, and also .info, I'll use .info. By having these different extensions, this just adds to the variety of sites that's linking to your money site. So that just adds to the diversification. So that's even that much better. We got this one right here. This Ag1D. You've got 21 hours left on it. It's a PR1, created in 2005, and you've got some backlinks that it's reflecting, and you've got a SEO Moz domain authority of 38. So this means this could be a potential PR3 or a PR4, and it's only reflected as a PR1 in Google's PR. So this is currently $10. And let's look at this thing here, and let's look in Hrefs. So this looks like it could possibly be something that is undervalued. So I want to go to Hrefs and see what the backlinks tell me. So you see this is showing 5,000 backlinks from 500 IPs. I mean, this has got some links going to it. And what we want to do is click on anchors and see what kind of anchor text is. What is Bl1Ck? I don't even know what that is. Bl1Ck is some sort of drug. So you've got all these anchor text linking to it for Bl1Ck, and the primary one is this Ag1D, which is the site name. So I would look at the top pages and see how many pages we've got. We've got 14 pages listed, and it was listed as Laura Lopez's blog, travel. This was a travel blog. I don't really know why. This was having these Bl1Ck drug stuff. I don't know what this is, what the links are pointed to it. Let's look at the external backlink. Let's look at the referring domains, and let's look at the external backlinks. A lot of foreign sites, which if this was my money site, I would be I wouldn't buy it or whatever. But with it being an age domain for a blog network, I'm not as picky about that. I would still look at it and entertain the idea. So let's just look and see here. I can't tell anything about this. This looks like this will be something from a more of a foreign site, which again I'm not as picky. I have bought some in the past. It's not typically I buy English domains or whatever, but I have bought some of these in the past, and if the deal was good enough, I would seriously consider it. So in this case, you're looking at it's only $10. It might be something I would spring for, because I mean you're looking at this thing as was created in 2005. So anyway, it's I think if you get some content back up there, I really believe that this will jump from a PR1 to something higher. Let me dig a little bit more into these links here. I didn't even look at the PR of that domain. So see, that domain's a PR4. And if something bad comes up on these sites, guys, I have no idea. I haven't researched these. I'm doing these in real time, so bear with me if something weird pops up or anything like that. I don't mean for it to. It's just that's a good possibility, you know. Some of these sites you just don't know what's linking from them. So let's see here. So this is where it was linking from with this Bl1Ck. So this is a guest posting is what this is, kind of like a comments. So again, I'm not as worried about this as I would be if that was my money site. Then I would be like really, I would steer clear of it. But with this having some of those, it's not going to bother me as much with it being my blog network or my buffer site. So I would seriously look at this one. So I'm going to add this to my monitored list, and that would be something that I would actually buy for $10. So then we got, let's go down here to Panama beach houses. That's not something we're interested in. 912asians.com, not interested in that. Keep trucking it here and go to the next page. And again, we're wanting to look for primarily an age domain, and we're wanting something with some links. And if this domain authority number, the higher the better on it, and trying to find something that's undervalued. All right, here's another one. This Delville VFW. I don't know what that is, but this would be something that would be a possibility. A PR1 2006 domain, and then you've got 31 for a domain authority, 292 SEO Moz links, 28 Alexa links. Let's look at this in Hrefs and see what we're looking at here. I guess maybe VFW is a store. I don't really know. So you got 96 backlinks from 32 referring IPs. So let's just look at the anchor text. And Juicy Couture on sale. And there's not a whole lot of domains in this one, so I would just look and see. This is a forum link. And you can see right here the text around this. You can see this is spammy links. So exactly what a movie must grab the eye, Juicy Couture sale from the audience. You know, this is going to have to be a judgment call. I wouldn't spend a whole lot of money on this one, but just because I can see that this is a lot of spammy stuff, you know. Even in the flagship stores, most have with normal access. There's nothing could be Juicy Couture diaper bags. You know, that's, you know, we know that that's somebody's been doing a lot of spamming on that one. So I would probably keep looking. All right, here's something, horse-racetrack.com. This is, price is $10 right now. And you're looking at a PR1 created in 2007. And the SEO authority is 46, and it's showing that it's got backlinks as well. So let's look at this one and see what we can figure out on this one as well. Wow, look at the backlinks on this one. 1 million backlinks, 20,000 or 18,000 referring IPs. That's got a crap load of backlinks. Okay, so look at this. This is what I was referring to earlier. This would be something I would stay clear of, because the #1 keyword is online casino online, and it's all about casino stuff, right? And payday loans. Earlier I was looking at looking at something else, and it come up like porn and all this other stuff. So I would stay clear of this one, but you know, this would be something that initially I would look at and say, okay, this is a possibility, until I looked at maybe some of the backlinks. And let's just keep trucking it here. And this is going to take some work and take some getting used to when it comes to you know, filtering through some of these. And if you're using expireddomains.net, it may take you a little bit longer, because you have to learn how to filter and sort and whatnot through the expired domains system. But you can do a lot of the same stuff that I'm doing here. It's just for the sake of time, I wanted to be able to filter out some of these domains and be able to do this, you know, filter out the age and kind of show you what I'm looking for versus using that, because I felt like it would take a little bit longer, and we're probably approaching about 45 minutes to an hour long on the video, so I want to try to wrap this thing up as soon as possible. Let's look at this, a couple of more here, and just see if anything just catches my eye. So initially what we did on this search, we just did the Google PageRank options. Okay, these are the ones with PageRank. You can also go up here and you can actually do any of the in any directory. You could also do the ones with 25 or more backlinks, and you can do GoDaddy closeouts. The closeouts are the ones that are going to be the buy it now. These are the ones that's going to be cheaper. I'm just going to click on there and just kind of show you what we're looking at here. Some of these you're going to find have PageRank, and let's see here. For a reason that's not. GoDaddy closeouts. All right, so give us just a second here. All right, so you're going to see the buy it nows, and you're going to see a lot lower of price. So what you can do here is you can sort by Google PR, and so let's just sort through these. But the thing about this particular scenario, you're going to come across a lot of them that are overvalued. The PR is overvalued, like what we talked about in one of the previous videos, where you know you're showing a PR6, but you're only showing one backlink. That's the case with this first one. You got one backlink. SEO Moz authority is really low, but it's showing a PR6. Your chances are this one's going to drop after the PR. So in a lot of these scenarios, what we would be looking for is ones that we could grab and then start building some backlinks to them. But again, you're looking at not spending a whole lot of money. You get these for $5, $10, $15. So another option that you can do here is Google backlinks. You can do greater than 25. Click on there. Again, what I really want you to focus on is finding the ones that are kind of diamonds in the rough, where maybe it doesn't have a high PR just yet, but that has the makings of one by having backlinks and having a good domain authority. So in this case, we just did a search for the auctions with the 25 or more backlinks, and we can actually sort through this. So let's just sort this, and then what we can do as well is we can filter out the auction where we're not using the offer. I'm interested in all of them, but I'm not interested in the offer. So I'm going to click Add and Apply, and then what we can do here is we can do a auction expires within 48 hours. And then we're going to filter out the Google PageRank to be valid or may be valid. And we're not worried about what the PageRank really is. Just want to eliminate the ones that that are fake. Okay, and then we can even go as far as filtering out the domain age. So let's say 2009. Okay, by using all these search criteria, as you see, it just really cuts down drastically on the amount of domains that we have. So to look at, so you're looking at Circumference Mag. This is a pre-release, $69, PR5. This has some authority, has some backlinks. If the backlinks check out and they look good, then this would be something that that I would look at. So let's just copy this and paste this in there. Lots of backlinks, not a lot of IPs, but you can see that it's a lot of site-wide links. So let's just look at the anchor text, and this is something that I would buy this site. This is a deal right here. $69 is the high bid, so this would be something that I would look at buying. I would love to have this domain. Then you're looking at this next one right here. Also on this one, 2003 is the age. Then you got 2007 right here, the CEP blog. I don't know what that is, but that would obviously be something we would be interested in because it's a 2007 age. It does have a domain authority. It's a PR3, and it's got 64 backlinks. The only thing is the price point on this one is way higher than what we're wanting it to be. So I want to take you there and just show you what the buy now is for GoDaddy. It's ridiculous. $50,000. So not something we're wanting to spend 50 G's on. We can at all. We've already looked at this one right here, this $255 one. I think we've already looked at this one. Now, I said I like to do a lot of names. The only time I don't like to do names, if you see it's a law office, because I don't want to run into any kind of legal woes or anything like that by, buying somebody's name and it having law attached to it or something like that. So that's just kind of that just raises a red flag for me. Threadbar.com, that's too high. BigTownPartners.net, this is a PR4 2003 domain. Not a whole lot of authority. You would be mainly buying it because it was an age domain, and it has a few backlinks, but not many. You could look at those and see. Then you got this Robin Moore Photo Art, PR5 2008 domain. This would be something I would be interested in. Depends on the backlinks, because I don't know that it's going to justify a PR5. Yeah, 6 referring IPs, 166 backlinks. This PR5 will drop. So that would be something I wouldn't look at. All right, so this filtered this down drastically, mainly because we had the auction expiration. And if we're looking at sites that we can, buy now or whatever, then some of these are going to be taken. So what you can do is you can set this out to where this is not 48 hours. You can just clear this, and let's just look and see what we got here once we apply this, get rid of this filter. So you can do, you see it opens it up drastically, several pages of domains. And what you can do then is you can actually filter this to where you've got the buy it nows. If you want to look at the buy it nows, I found some good deals on the buy it nows, but again, mostly what I've gotten has been the auctions. And what we can do here is we can filter this out to where it's less links. Let's say it's only 10 links, and click add and apply. And you can filter out any of these columns that you want. And let's go back and do the auction expiration, and let's just try to filter it to where they're displaying the ones that's ending. Let's see if we can get it to where we can display the ones that's ending first. Okay, so this looks like this works here. 30 minutes left on this one. All right, so we've got, again, we're looking age, links, and PR. And right here you got 2008, domain authority 15, 32 Google links, PR3. This would be something that, again, this is the law office. I might would look at it, except it says law office in it, and I wouldn't be interested in it at that point. Here's another 2005. This is a 21 SEO-Moz, PR3, $75. This would be something that I would look at. I would be interested in. But I'm going to keep moving here. I don't know that I'd buy. This is a little more than probably what I would want to spend for a PR3. I would try to find something that was a little bit more of a diamond in the rough, where you could find a PR1 or a PR2 that you feel like has the links that are there to make it a PR4 or a PR5 once you get the site back up. They're out there. You just have to do a little bit of digging. All right, we got a PR4 here for $505 that was created in 2012. I would not be interested in this one because of the age factor on it. So then we got viral or spiral, whatever that is, 2008 PR5. Doesn't appear to have the enough links to justify. The SEO-Moz domain authority is showing this is a 13. That looks to me like that this is going to drop. You could copy this and check it out in Ahrefs. See if my suspicion is correct. Yeah, 25 backlinks. No way this is a PR5. This will drop. So we'll keep digging here and see what we can come up with. There's a 1996 domain, and it's got some authority, PR4, $69 pre-release. This would definitely be something that I would be interested in for my blog network, interactiveinc.com. This would definitely be something that I would want to look at and investigate it a little bit further. So I'm going to copy that, drop it in Ahrefs, and see what kind of links it's showing. 1,200 links coming from 200 IPs. Let's look at the anchor text. Yeah, this is something that that I would be interested in buying. I would buy this site. All right, so you can see this is $69. I'm actually going to mark this one to monitor this one, and I'm going to probably try to buy this one once we get off camera here. DiscountCurrencyExchange.com, $405 bid price, PR5, 2004 domain age. It's got some authority to it. It's got some backlinks. I would want to look at this one a little closer. But again, this is one of these that you could buy, but this is not one of those situations where it's a diamond in the rough. This price is going to go higher once the auction, right before the auction ends. This price is going to jump. So this is a PR5, and a PR5 can do you really good. However, it's probably going to be a little higher than what you'll want to pay. You can find some better deals. Like I said, a couple of weeks ago, I bought a PR5 for $280, and it was a really good deal. Here's one that's a PR4, but it doesn't look like it has the supporting backlinks for that. Bl1Ckproject.org, 2009 domain, and this has got some authority to it. It's got some backlinks. Let's look at it. This would be something that I would definitely be interested in. For that price, you're looking at it's a PR3, but look at how many backlinks. 1,900 backlinks total, 300 IPs. Look at the anchor text and see what it is. You got Bl1Ck. Yeah, this is something that I would buy this domain. So $69, that would be a good deal on that domain. Trying to find one more here that we can look at, and then we're going to call this a day. drinkatlas.com. This would be something I would look at too. This apostle.news.com, $165. It's a PR4. Again, I feel like you can find something a little bit better as in terms of, as what I call a diamond in the rough. But you just got to know what you're looking for, and you've got to figure out, you got to start doing some of these searches and figure out the backlinks have to support the page rank. So if you can find something that's showing low in page rank but high in backlinks and high in authority, then you're going to be better off, and you can find something that that's undervalued and something that everybody else will be overlooking because everybody else is looking at this at the page rank. So anyway, that's kind of what we're we're wanting to keep in mind. And again, keep in mind with the whole risk reward ratio, I'm willing, if I see a site that's, you know, a PR3 or a PR5, if it doesn't have necessarily all the backlinks to support it, I'll, if it's cheap enough, if it's $5, $10 or whatever, I'll buy those domains, if they have good age, and then I'll go in and start building backlinks to those as well. So anyway, this is how I'm doing this. If you wanted to do a search like in Register Compass, you could do domain search, and this works like what we showed you yesterday when we were doing the searching for the money site. However, very rarely do I do that for the for my blog network. I'm not as concerned with the domain names for my network as what I am about getting a good age, getting one with backlinks, and if preferably I want PR if at all possible. I want it to have PR if at all possible. So anyway, those things are, you know, what I take into consideration and what I'm looking at. So anyway, this is going to wrap up this video. So anyway, this is what I'm looking for whenever I'm looking for age domains. I will see you in the next video. Take care, and I'll talk to you real soon. Alright, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to find and analyze age domains using a couple of different services. The first one being is a free service we talked about called expireddomains.net. Now this is a free service. All you have to do is just register and sign up for it, and you'll be able to search their database. The other one, which is the one that I use, is called Register Compass, and it has a lot more detail, has a lot more functions with it, has a lot more data, and you can actually filter and sort the search results a lot easier than what you can using expireddomains.net. But either way you go, they both are better than what I started with. When I started, I was going to the GoDaddy auction site and manually checking all the domains. So either way you go, both services beat what I started with. And so we're going to start off by looking at this expired domains. If you feel that you want to do something with Register Compass, I'm going to go through that here in just a little bit. It's $37 a month at this time of this video. And I find it to be a very good service. But either way you go, like I said, it's better than what I started with, and both are great services. So there's links below the videos here. You can check those out and see which one would suit you best. Now, once you sign up for an account with expireddomains.net and you go in here and log in and all that stuff, you'll see all these tabs right here at the top. First of all, it should come up and it'll look like this right here where it says deleted domains, deleted.com, .net. If you click other domains, you'll see you've got the GoDaddy auctions that are all up here. This is where I buy the majority of my domains, is through GoDaddy auctions. I bought some stuff through some other registrars, and that's all good and all, but I'm just letting you know that I buy the bulk of my stuff through GoDaddy. So what you can do in here is in expired domains, you can actually click on these tabs, and like you can see all the GoDaddy closeout domains just by clicking here, and you can sort based on page rank. You can sort based on backlinks. This BL right here, this is what this stands for. You can sort by WBY. This is the who is birth year, and what this is this is when the site was actually created. So if you're using this service, you need to go in here and kind of familiarize yourself with these tabs and sorting out the sorting by the different tabs and whatnot. So then you go here, you got the price, and you got the listing type that you can see here as well. So again, when we're looking for these domains, remember we were looking for first we're going to be looking for a money site, and then we're also looking for our blog network. Now with a money site, remember we were talking about we want whatever we're trying to rank for, we want to have a theme. We're wanting our domain that we buy, we want it to be relevant to what we're trying to rank for. So if you recall, in the first module, we found a market that we thought would be beneficial to go after. If you recall, it was the ASOS clothing line, ASOS. If you type that in, you'll recall one of the first results that populates here is this ASOS promo code. It's actually the third result. It had quite a bit of searches. So let's just say that we're going to go after this particular market. Let's pretend that we're going to find a domain for this ASOS promo code. Now ASOS is a fashion line. So in a clothing line. So what we want to do is we would want to go in here to the expired domains, and let's just say we were looking for, for a site for that. What we would do is we'd go in here and I would type in the word fashion. So this is relevant to this clothing line. It's more of a general, more of a broad type term that you can use, but it will work perfectly for putting that content to rank for this ASUS clothing line. I don't know why this is not pulling up this search result here when I press enter, but either way we go, regardless, we know what it's all about. So when we go in here to expired domains, I just typed in fashion, and you can see there's 22,536 domains with the keyword fashion in them. Now, what we can do right here is we can set a filter. So if you click right here where it says show filter, we can actually filter, since this is going to be a domain that we're looking for our money site. What we want to do is we want to click .com, .net, and .org, and we want those to be filtered out. That's what we want to look at. We only want .com, .net, or .org. I don't really want to deal with .info or .co or anything like that, because in what I've shown and what I've seen in the studies I've done, .com, .net, .org outrank everything else. So then you've got some more functions that you can set up right here. You can check this right here where it says no fake page ranks. You can check this to see where it says no unsure page ranks. If you wanted to, you can set this to where it says no numbers. I'm going to check that. You can say you can have a max minimum length. You can have a minimum page rank, maximum page rank. You can have minimum backlinks. Again, what we're really looking for when we're looking to buy a domain that's going to be our money site, we want the primary thing to have is an ongoing theme and something that's relevant to what we're trying to rank for. In this case, being fashion, that would be right up that line. Now, the other thing we want to look at again is age, and if it has backlinks, we want to really investigate those backlinks and take a look at where they're coming from and whatnot. We're not as concerned with backlinks, and we're not as concerned with page rank for our money site, because we are going to be buying age domains for our blog network that will push the site to the top of the search engines, and that's what we're going to be using for our backlinks. So with this being our money site, we want to pay a little closer attention to the domain name and the age, and that needs to be our primary focus when we're looking at that. So when you look at keywords, I'm going to check English, and then you can select which list you want. You got deleted domains, GoDaddy domains, pending delete domains, Namejet domains, Snap names domains, to-do domains. So I'm going to click GoDaddy. Whoops, I clicked Turkish there. I'm going to click GoDaddy, and I'm going to click Namejet, Snap names, and to-do, and just see what we come up with here. Now, something else too, this WBY. This is the who is birth year. This is what you want to pay attention to. This is the age of the domain. So you want this to the older the better of the domain, and you want to be sure that the site is indexed within Google. Even if it's just one page, you want to be sure that the site is indexed. We do not want de-indexed websites. Okay, so that's important as well. So I'm going to click use filter, and you can even over here on the right hand side, you can even set a price of how much the prices are, and you can set the minimum who is birth year right here if you wanted to. So I'm going to select this to on domains per page. Instead of having 25, I'm going to set this to the max, which is 200, and I'm going to click use filter, and by doing that, see, it filters it down from 20 some odd thousand down to 5,400. So then what we can do is when we're looking at this, we can then sort it by the who is birth year, and by just checking that right there, and you can see it will filter these from 1997 on. So there's some really aged domains that you can see here, and you can find some really good deals on some of these domains by just going through here and just looking and analyzing the data and analyzing what you see here. So Again, this GI, you want to be sure this is set to 1 because you do not want to get a site that has no index content. We want at least one. We want at least this to be 1. So anyway, let's just go through some of these here. You're going to see some of these that have really high prices. I wouldn't pay attention to that. We're looking for lower priced terms. Something else too, and I'll get into this here in just a second, is another angle we could have went with other than just fashion. And we'll talk about this here in just a second. I want to just go right through here and just kind of look at this first page and see if we see anything that kind of stands out to us. So you got this one right here that's Elite Fashions. I don't know if this is something we would want to look at or not, but right here, Elite Fashions. This is a cool domain. Let's see if this one it's showing that it has no index content, but sometimes this is wrong. I'm going to copy this domain and I'm just going to type it into good old Google and see what comes up. So if you just type that in, and you can type in also, you can type in site, and you'll see that this site doesn't have anything out there. So this site is not indexed. So this would be something that I wouldn't really be interested in with this particular domain. So I would keep looking. So then you got this one right here that's let's see here, let's keep looking. That one was I was going to say this all fashion, but it's super high, so I'm not really interested in that. Keep going down here until we get something that looks a little bit more affordable. I'm not looking to spend, $2 or $5 grand on something that's going to be our money site, All right, here's something. Here's a Girls of Fashion. I don't know if this could be something that would be a possibility of looking at. I guess the Who Is birth year is 2001. Where is that at? So that's the thing. This is just all right, here it is. So this has got index content. So this was created in 2001, and you could actually buy this domain for $12. Right? I guess it's a bid right here. Let's pull this up and see what we're looking at. This is part of the GoDaddy auctions. So this is an expiring auction, so you can actually bid on this. And there's only 2 days left on this. This might be something that you would want to look at. What I would want to do is I would want to look and see what I would want to grab this URL. I would copy it, and then I'm just going to type this into good old Google and make sure that the site is actually indexed, number 1. Okay, so you can see right here, girlsoffashion.com. Yeah, it's indexed. So I'm going to click on this thing right here and see if we get the good old expiration notice. Yeah, you see this domain expired 2/6 and it's pending renewal or deletion. So if we find something that we want to look at, we grab that URL and then we can look at the backlinks to see how many backlinks there are. Now in this tool, using this expireddomains.net, it's not showing any backlinks. I think this one right here is this is the only one I think it's showing here. So what I'm using to investigate the backlinks, I'm using a service called Ahrefs. That's ahrefs.com, Ahrefs. And what I do is you're given like a lot of searches every single day that you can actually paste you can paste the URL in there and just click search links, and it's going to give you a detailed report of all the links and what kind of anchor text there is and what's floating out there. So you can actually look at it. You can see if this is a site that's been spammed to death, or you can see what kind of, if it's quality backlinks or if there's no backlinks or whatever the case is. This service is $79 a month. Now you can use, there's a couple other tools that you can use. One being Majestic SEO, and I like Majestic. I'm going to click right here and I'm going to show you this one. I think this is like $30 a month to get their full deal. Excuse me. But in order to get their full deal, yeah, it's like you have to have a subscription. But on some of these, you can just do the basic search and it'll show you like the top, the top backlink, the top 5 backlinks, and you can see that there's only this one site. Looks like it's actually, or 2 sites maybe, that's having it's got a URL. So it's this Girls of the Globe and Girls of the City. So this is all, the only backlinks that they're getting from is those two sites. Something I would look at too is if this was something I was wanting to look at, I would look at the anchors and see what kind of anchor text there was, and I would look at that through Ahrefs. Again, if you're wanting to just use Majestic, you can look at it. You can look at the top backlinks. Let me click back here and show you this. You can actually see what the anchor text is right here by just looking right there. This is the anchor text of what's linking to this particular domain. So I don't know, this would be something that I would entertain, and this might be something that I would want to save. You can actually, I think can you save this one? I hadn't used this one, hadn't used the service in a while. I've been using Register Compass mostly. So I would just put this one as a possibility, right? So I would look at that, and then what I would look at on this particular domain, since we were talking about this ASUS promo code, I think is what it was, yeah, ASUS promo code, right? What I would look at is also, I would go in here back to the keyword search, and I would do a search for the term promo code or promo codes, and I would click search and see what would come up with there. This one had this fashion had 5,000 searches. You can see right here, this one without a filter has got 447 domains. So this is a lot more manageable for us to look at and find a domain. So then we're going to go and filter no fake page ranks. We only want .com, .net, and .org. And we want to look at the GoDaddy auctions and the Namejet, Snap Names, and Sudo, and we want to put 200, the maximum domains per page. And then what we want to do is click use filter, and this is going to filter those domains out. Now you're looking at 106 domains. This is a lot more manageable to actually go through these domains versus 500 or 5,000 for that matter. So looking at these, you've got, I'm sure you can find a domain in here that would accommodate to use for a money site. So again, you want to pay attention to the age of the site, and you want to pay attention to the backlinks and the domain. That needs to be your focus. So you'll see right here, promo code o.com. Here's one, and let's see if this thing is indexed. It's showing that there's no index content, that it was created in 2012. This is not something that we would want to look at. That's just not something I would want to even seriously entertain. Renewal promo code. This might be something that would, I don't know what, if renewal may be a brand name, so that would be something I would look at before I bought it. Let's see here. That was created in 2008. As you can see, this takes some research. This takes time to just get in here and start digging. That's the biggest thing. So You got 2009 overstock promo code was created. I would not look at that one either. You got this coupon promo codes.net. Now this would be something that would suit what we're looking for. And you're looking at, this was created in 2010, created at 3/16/2010. So this is a little over 3 years old, or just under 3 years old, I should say. And the price on this one's $250. I believe I would keep looking. If I was going to spend $250, I would want something that's a little older than what this one is. So you got this AAA promo code. This could be something that could be repurposed for the site. But the only thing with this one is this was created in 2012. We're wanting age, so this one is just a tad over a year old. This is not something that I would really want to go after. You can see here, you can buy this thing for $10 plus the registration fee, which would be like $8-9. So you're looking at having $20. If this was if this domain was bought, like if this was an older domain, this would be something that I would look at and I would be really interested in. So here's another one, promo codes discount.com. You can see there's no index content, and so let me copy this real quick. And if you want to know, you can just type in site : and then the URL, and that'll pull that up. And if you don't see anything, then there's nothing indexed, if you're wondering if what you're seeing here is accurate. So let's keep looking here. New promo code today. Alright, here's one that looks kind of like it would have a possibility. It was created in 2010, so this thing is 3 years old. Let's see what this says. This is alright. So when you click right here on this index content, this is going to open up a new tab, and you can see that this is something that's in a foreign language here. And this is just something that I don't know if I would. I don't think I would look at. I don't think I would do anything that was in a foreign language like this. So I think I would keep looking. So what you can do is you can just copy this, and I would look at this in Majestic, or I would look at it in Ahrefs and just see what kind of backlinks that this thing had. If this was something that didn't look like a bunch of spam, you can see 2 backlinks. And yeah, this would be something that I would probably stay clear of. And the reason why I say that is because if we're buying this for our money site, we want to be sure that it's not been bombarded with a bunch of spammy, crappy links. We want it to, if it has links and it has page rank, we want to be sure that those backlinks are good quality backlinks and not something that looks like it's coming from forum profiles or like a foreign language or something. So hope that makes sense to you. Let's keep looking here and see what else we can come up with. Alright, here's one, promo code today. Now this was created in 2010, and it's showing one piece of index content. And let's just click on this and see what this looks like. And I want to look at the backlinks and see if there's any kind of backlinks. Again, you can look right here, and you can see that, well, where did I? Promo code today right here. So we can go to Majestic, and again, this is the free account with Majestic. If you're wanting to use it, you can just click the URL and click Explore, and it's going to tell you the referring domains, and you can see right here. Let's see, let's look at backlinks and see what this says. And there's not a whole lot for it here. See, only 2 sites here, so it's not that big of a deal on this one. And you can see the anchor text is for the promo code today. Promo code today there. So if this had a bunch of backlinks and this was something that I was seriously looking at, what I would do is I would go in here and I would look at these URLs and see what this is. It looks like this one's for sale now too. So I'll just keep digging. So X off of that. So that promo code today, that one was $100. I think I would keep looking for something that's maybe a little bit older for that, considering there's no backlinks or there's no page rank on that one. So not that we're looking for that, but I know that we can find something a little bit cheaper. So let's go back up here and let's type in coupon and just see what we can come up with. Alright, I'm going to click Show Filter, and again we're going to go .com, .net, .org, no fake page rank, and then we want to select these. And then click Use Filter. So then that narrows it down a little bit. Okay, here's something that I like the domain, the online coupon guy. This would be something that I would look at if this thing had, if the site was indexed. You can see that it's not indexed, but the online coupon guy, that's very brandable. This would be something that would be relevant to like our keyword ASUS promo code, right? Because it's dealing with a promo code or a coupon code. So like that would be something that would be a good possibility to look at. So let's see, where was I? So this one was $11. This would be something I would buy if it had a little bit more age and it had the site indexed. Okay, so but a good brandable domain name, and then I would look at the backlinks and see what kind of backlinks there was driving to it. If it was good quality backlinks or if it was a bunch of spam. If it's a bunch of spam, then I tend to err on the side of caution, especially if it's going to be my money site. I don't know what someone else has necessarily done to it, but with these tools that I showed you, you can really get a good idea. Here's another one, Coupon Getting. Of course, this one's this was created 2012. Here's one, 2010, Sunday Coupons Online. That would work as well. However, it doesn't have the site's not indexed, so I would just keep looking. See what I'm going to do. I'm going to sort these by the who is birth year, and all these are pretty pricey here because they're so old. So we're just going to keep trucking until we get to some that's a little bit more economical. We could sort by the status right here, by the price. However, when we do that, then it's going to jack up our filtering from the birth year. So I don't want to do that. That's one reason why I like the register compass, is because we can actually run multiple filters and sort multiple ways. So that it's a lot easier. All right, here's something, trycoupons.com. Let's see what this, okay, this was showing it wasn't indexed, but like I was telling you before, some of these actually are indexed that show 0, so I always like to click on that and check. Let's check on this right here. This is, so backlinks, I don't know where, that's not accurate either. So you always want to check on this and see. Let's see here. This was backlinks. Okay, so let's just see what. Pull it up in Hrefs. Okay, so you can see it only has one backlink, which is good for us because we don't want it to have a bunch of bad links. So this one was created in 2004. Trycoupons.com. This is exactly what I'm talking about. It's actually indexed in Google. You can see right here by typing in site:/trycoupons.com. It pulls up, and or you can just type it in, just trycoupons.com. You can see that this pulls up right here. This is something that I would actually buy, and I actually may buy the site because I've got a couple of things that I'm launching right now that's dealing with some coupon stuff. So anyway, look at this, $12. So you can buy this thing for $12. So what you would do is you just click right here, and then it would carry you to the GoDaddy auctions account, and then you would buy it from there or bid on it from there. So this is actually 6 days and 12 hours left. So if you're watching this video and you're seeing this, the 6 days and 12 hours left, do not buy this domain. Okay, do not bid on my domain name. If I'm going to bid on it, totally uncool. Seriously, I don't mind. If you want this domain, go ahead and grab it. It doesn't matter to me. Plenty of fish in the sea, but I'm just letting you know this is this would be something that I would look at. So you can see we went through a couple of pages here to find a domain, but this would work for our money site. Now on the flip side of this, let's do the same search with Register Compass here, and I'll show you the differences in the two and why I prefer Register Compass over the other. If you look right here, you can see where you can go right off the bat. You can go to auction domains, and you can actually sort out by GoDaddy with backlinks more than 25. You can sort by Google PageRank, and then you can sort by any directory. You can just have these pre-populated. If you wanted to do a domain search like what we just did, you can go right here where it says domain search, and you click that button right there. And then in this case where we were looking for the term coupon, you just type it in right there, and I'm just going to type in coupon code, and then I'm going to, what you can do is then you just type in .com, .net, and .org, since this is going to be something that's used for our money site. And then you can set this to, you can set the dictionary filter if you want to. Then you can set the Google PageRank filter. So you can say, I want this to be a PageRank of whatever. I just always check that the PageRank has to be valid, okay? So you can do that. And then you've got some other index pages. So I always set this to 1, so that way it will filter out all the sites that at least have 1 indexed. Now, when you're looking at here, if you're looking for backlinks, you can set these up for how many Google links, Alexa, Majestic, Bl1Ck, and SEO-Moz links. We'll talk a little bit about SEO-Moz here in just a second. And Then you've got the Majestic SEO details you can fill out. I typically don't worry about this. I want to deal with when we're doing the money site. I really want to focus on the age. So, which is something that you can select right here. You can say, I want this to be at least 2 years old. So then you can go here, and I don't worry about this DMOZ directory stuff or SEO Moz filters just yet. So what you can do is you just click Find Domains, and it's going to filter out all the domains with this keyword in there. And again, I tried coupon code, so this will. Oh, I messed up here. I put domain age. I should have put the year. So on this case, I'm just going to do 2000 and 2009. Okay, so just see what comes up. And I'll put coupon code. Last search we just did coupon. So I'm just going to click Find Domains, and this thing will pull this up. And you'll see that there's one auction domain with this keyword in it, so I'm just going to click there to see what this is, and you can see couponcodeshere.com. This is an actual buy it now domain name, and typically I do not buy these. I don't tend to buy the buy it nows. The ones that I'm really looking for are the ones that are in the auction. So I'm going to X off of that, and I'm just going to type in then a coupon and see what we can come up with. Click Find Domain. And this is, you see we got 41 domains here, and let's take a look at these. So this is why I like this setup better with Register Compass. So you can actually sort by the if it's if you want to just sort for auction. So like let's say right here you can click and you can filter. You can say I want all the ones that are public. Buy it now, pre-release, reverse, or offer. So I typically do public, and I'm going to click Add and Apply, and you'll see what I'm talking about. That way it filters out the ones that are like the buy it nows and whatnot. So you can see right here, all coupons now, 8 days left. Bid price is $12. You can see it's got a Google page rank of 1, and you can tell by the little green button that this page rank is valid. And you can see that the domain age is 2012. Not something I would be interested in because we're looking, again, wanting something to be a little bit older than 1 year old, or at least that's what I would look for. I would look at more along the lines of something like that was 3 years old or more. The older the better. So this would be a good one right here, this couponsreview.org. This will be another good site. There's 10 days left on it. The bid price is $10, and the auction will expire in 16 hours and 8 minutes. It's a PR2, and this right here you can see where you've got all these different reporting link services that's going to show you how many links that it's actually reporting. So couponsreview.org, you can see it's showing that there's in the archive. You can click right here to view the web archive. This is the Wayback Machine. So if you want to look and see what the site looked at like, you can just click on here. And if you don't have this service or whatever, and this was using for Red Lobster coupons. If you don't have the service, you can just go to Google and type in Wayback Machine, and this will pull up, and where you can just type in your URL, and it'll show you what the URL. It'll show you a screenshot of what the URL was, so that way if you want to check it out before you're actually buying something. So couponsreview.org, again, this will be something that we could look at. But as I was saying before, I kind of got sidetracked. Was it shows like how many Majestic links that they're reporting, how many Bl1Ck links, how many Alexa links is reporting for it, and it has all this other data, including the SEO Moz number, which let me show you that real quick. Got the SEO Moz links, which is right here, and then this SEO Moz domain authority. This number right here is something that you'll want to pay attention to. This SEO Moz domain authority, because SEOmoz is another service that you can use. And if you go to SEOmoz.com, that's not it. It's SEOmoz.org. There we go. SEOmoz.org. It's, I think, $99 a month or something like this. I do not have a subscription to this. However, I do value their analysis, and this is one of the big reasons why I'm using Register Compass, is because it's giving me this domain authority number. Okay, so they rank it from 0 to 100, 100 being the highest, 0 being the lowest. This is a real good, pretty accurate number for how Google ranks their page rank, except instead of it being 0 to 10, it's 0 to 100. So the higher the better of this particular number. So like, let's say for example, you've got a 30 right here. Well, this could be justifiable, a PR2 or a PR3 domain. So hope that makes sense to you. This is something that I definitely look at though whenever I'm analyzing these domains. So anyway, again, when I'm looking at these, I want to investigate them to the point of, number one, age is what we're looking for. We want something that has a theme with our keyword that's relevant to our keyword. In this case, we were looking at ACES coupon codes, so we decided that fashion would be something that would be okay, clothing would be something that would be okay, and then a coupon or coupon codes or promo codes would be something that would be okay to use as our domain as well. So anyway, I showed you how to use Register Compass as well as this expireddomains.net for looking at for sites, for your money sites. A lot of it comes down to just investigating and doing some digging to find the domains that you're wanting to look at and to buy. Again, age is the biggest factor that I want to look at, and whenever we do this, we want to investigate the backlinks to make sure that they're clean, and we would prefer a site that had little to no backlinks versus one that was filled with a bunch of spammy links. So I hope that makes sense to you, because this is going to be something that we're going to be using for our money site. That's why it's so important that we get it right with the keyword and it being relevant to what we're trying to promote, as well as it having age to it. So anyway, this is how we're gonna how you need to be looking for your age domains for your money site. In the next video, I'm going to show you how we're looking for these domains for your blog network. Again, we're less focused on keywords with the blog network. Literally, I've bought everything under the sun. I really like to buy people's names for blog network because it can be rethemed and reused for literally anything. So I'll touch more on that in the next video. So anyway, I'll talk to you then. Hey there folks, Jerry Pierce here. In this video I'm going to discuss how PageRank flows to your website. Now, we just went through a PageRank update. This is the first PageRank update in 8 months. So while this is fresh in everybody's mind, I just wanted to reiterate some of the concepts that we talk about in SEO Black Ops, as well as show you how PageRank flows to your website, so you'll have a better understanding of how to create your pages and what's going to happen whenever Google does update their PageRank, regardless of when it may be. So first things first, whenever you're looking at some of these age domains to buy, realize that you're going to come across some that aren't showing any backlinks. You're going to show some that have backlinks. You may be wondering, well, what should I do? First of all, the backlinks, that's what justifies the PageRank to be what it is. So if you're looking at a site and you're saying, well, this is a PR4, but it's showing that it has 0 backlinks or just a few backlinks or whatever, realize what's going to happen once Google does update the PageRank. Chances are that PageRank is going to vanish, because the backlinks are what justifies the PageRank for it to be. So when I'm looking for a site, I want to be sure that it's got backlinks, that it's got good quality backlinks, and the backlinks are able to justify what the PageRank of that site is. And the best way to do that is just, with time, you're going to be able to look and you're going to be able to inspect and see what to look for when you're looking at some of these sites. Now, one thing that I look for when I'm looking at age domains is I want to try to find a domain that I can get where I can't get a backlink from on my own. So like if I wanted to go out and run a magic submitter campaign, or if I wanted to, submit some articles, some article directories, that's something that everybody and their brother can do for SEO, right? Anybody can go out and create those kind of links at any given time. However, it's a lot harder to get a link from, say, something like a Wikipedia page, okay? So that's really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for those sites that, one, have age, two, they've got good quality backlinks. If they've got good PR, then I want to be sure that PR can be justified by the backlinks that it's linking to that particular page. Now, what I want to talk about is how PageRank flows to your website, and so whenever Google does make an update, you kind of understand what's going on and kind of what to look for. So this just represents your home page to your site, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new node here, and we're going to call this backlinks, okay? And so we got backlinks, and we're going to connect this to make it link to our beautiful home page here, right? Okay. So this is the easiest way that I can explain this. So what happens here is this backlinks are giving you link juice to your home page. And again, this is what's going to justify the PR of the site. So it's not just strictly about quantity, but it's also about quality of the pages. So it's about what the page rank is of these backlinks. Is it coming from, an article directory that has a PR 0, or is this coming from, say, like a Wikipedia page that, has PR on that actual page? What is it that's making up these particular backlinks? That's very important when you're looking at some of these age domains. So now you've got, backlinks going to your home page, right? So what happens typically is, we'll create pages off of our home page, right? You're going to create, if you're using WordPress, you'll create pages, and typically what you'll do is you'll base them around your keywords. So I'm just going to do first keyword, and then you may do, let's say, a secondary keyword. So we'll do second keyword, and these are just pages that you're wanting to try to rank for your specific keywords, right? And then you typically have like your bio page or about us page, and then you may have your contact page, right? And then you can also, you can have also like a blog page or whatever, if you have like a recent post tab, let's say you put, a recent post widget, okay? And typically these have your most recent 5 posts. That's pretty much what I see a lot on blog. When I'm looking at blogs, I'll look, it'll have like your first, you may have one page or 2 pages here of your keywords. You've got like an about us page, you got a contact us page, and then a lot of people put this recent post widget, which has, your most 5 recent posts. So I just want to kind of explain what's going to happen here. So you've got these backlinks that are now pointed, at your home page, and it's giving you link juice. So once this PR comes to your home page, whenever you have these links that's going out to these internal pages, this is spreading that link juice and spreading that PR to these pages. Okay, so you want to be sure that when you're linking out, to your pages from your home page specifically, when you're linking out to these, that these are pages that you're wanting to rank for. Okay. So what's going to happen, like let's just say if this home page is a PR5, right? Well, once the update, if you add a bunch of pages and add a bunch of links from your home page, what may happen is this PR of this home page may go down, and then once the link juice spreads to these pages, these internal pages, you will see that you have page rank on those. So like, let me just show you an example here. This is a site that I built years ago whenever I was actually using SENuke, and this has been, I've owned this domain for 4 or 5 years, I guess, and this is something that I've used as an example over and over again. Normally I don't reveal sites or whatever, but I used this one kind of as a case study a long time ago, and so I've just kind of kept it around to beat up. So you'll see this URL is nothing related to our topic at hand, right? It's nothing to do with SENuke X. This is Odessus2009.org, And when I bought this, this was a page rank of 5. Okay, and you'll see that it's still a page rank of 4, and I've not built any backlinks to this thing in probably 2 years, I guess. A year and a half to 2 years. So you'll see it's still a PR4. All right, and you'll notice that I don't have a whole lot of outbound links going to it. You'll see I've got one right here, and this is actually going to my Traffic Diesel website. And then I've got these 4 pages that's going out to internal pages on my site. So what happens is, when this was a PR5, right, this was a PR5, I set this one up, and this PR spreads to these internal pages. So you'll see I got a link to the About Us page, which is right here, and I got a link to the Resources page, which is right here on this tab. I got a link to the blog page, which is right here on this tab, and then I got a link to the sitemap page, which is on this tab. Okay, those were not pages that were created before I got it. Okay, I created those pages on my own. So you'll see now this is now a PR4 instead of a PR5. But look what my internal pages are. Now my internal About Us page is now a PR3. The Resources page is a PR3. The review blog, or the blog on this, is a PR3, and the sitemap is a PR3. Okay, so this just kind of gives you an idea how this works. It started out as a PR5, but this link juice, or the page rank, went down to a PR4, but I got 4 internal pages that are now a PR3. So that's kind of how this works. Plus, I also linked out to external links, like you'll see right here, this fast traffic formula. This was a review site that I had. For this one, this is another one I use as an example. You'll see this is a PR3 as well. So I basically spread this link juice to other sites as well as to these internal pages. And so once you create these pages and you got links going out, once Google updates, it's going to update this page rank accordingly. Okay, so I just want to make clear exactly what's happening here whenever you do this. So and it's good to do like an external link, because it makes your site look natural. So I do an external link to an authority source typically, and this typically is like a Wikipedia page or something like that. But realize that this is to make your site look legit, okay? But whenever you do this, this is diluting and spreading this PR juice out to these internal pages that you have. So you want to be real calculated in what you're giving link juice to. So you want, like, if this is your money keyword, you want to be sure that it's getting, the link juice that you want from your home page. Same thing with this one, right? So I hope this video helps to clarify and make sense as to what's happening when Google updates their page rank. And just be sure, and I want to reiterate that whenever you're looking at some of these age domains to buy, that the backlinks actually justify what the page rank is. Keep that in mind when you're looking at buying some of these domains, and you'll do just fine. This is Derek Pierce. Take care, and I'll see you real soon. Hey everybody, Derek Pierce here, and I want to welcome you back to this module. Today we're going to be discussing buying age domains, and I'm going to show you exactly what we're looking for when we start looking for sites to build our network, as well as some of the sites we're going to be using for our money sites. We're going to be talking about both scenarios. So here's what we're looking for. We're going to be looking for a combination of things. Number one, we're going to be looking for an age domain. The reason we want to get an age domain is because Google gives more love, gives more trust to sites that have age on their site. Next, we're going to be looking for sites that are indexed in Google. This is a prerequisite. This is a must. It's got to be a site that's currently indexed in Google. If it's been de-indexed, we don't want to have anything to do with it. Next, we're going to be talking about expiring domains versus deleted domains, but we're looking for the domains that are expiring, and I'll talk about the life cycle here in just a second. We'd like to have one that has page rank if at all possible, and Google puts a value on each site from 0 to 10. The higher the page rank, the better off we'll be. And also, we want to be sure that the site has backlinks to justify that page rank. So we're going to be talking about all that, including some of the tools that we're going to be using. So why age domains? Why are we even looking at this route instead of just going out and buying a brand new domain? Well, when we buy these domains before they're deleted, the domain age is transferred to us as the new owner of the domain. So anytime we buy a domain, let's say the domain was created in 2008. Well, then, and we buy it before it's deleted, then all that age, it transfers over to us. It's not reset. So what that means for us is the older sites get more love and get more trust in Google, we can be a little bit more aggressive in our link building. And some of the niches that you're going to be looking at have all got age sites. We did that last week in the previous module when we were talking about looking for a niche, looking for a market, and we looked at some of those and we said, hey, you know, if you recall, we had several markets that had several sites that were, you know, 6 to 12 years old domain in the top 10. So this is how we can compete in some of those marketplaces, is by actually buying age domains. So here's the life cycle of a domain, and this is typical for depending on which, you know, registrar you're going with. There's a variation of this, but essentially it's all the same. But basically what happens, somebody buys a domain, right? And whether they're buying it with a 5-year or a 1-year or whatever it is, whatever they reserve that domain for, eventually it's going to come up for renewal. And if it's not renewed, then what's going to happen is the domain will expire and then go into a redemption phase. And for very few of these, whenever we're looking at some of these auctions that we're going to be looking at here in the next little bit, very few of these will ever get redeemed. I actually had one that I let expire, and you know, it had some age and it had some backlinks and even PR, and I let it expire. This has been several years ago, but it goes through this redemption process. Well, I tried to redeem it and get it back, and it was way higher than what the registration price was initially. So I want to say it was like $150 or something like that. So it's not cheap to do that. So very few of these domains are actually going to get renewed. But what happens is if they don't renew the domain, then the domain will go through like an auction process. And then once it goes and nobody buys it through the auction process, no matter what registrar you go with, if nobody buys it through the auction process, then the domain is deleted, and at that point the age starts over. So with deleted domains, you can, you know, if you're looking at those, you can buy them, and you can buy them for, you know, whatever the registration cost is. You know, like in GoDaddy, it's like $10 or $9 or whatever. But you're not getting any age with that. You will be getting a domain with some existing backlinks that are setting out there, and you know, it's just not something that I'm looking at doing. It's not something I've done in the past. You know, you could test that and see, but you know, I found that for me, what I'm trying to do with my own network is I want the age. I want the age on my side. So anyway, that's pretty much the life cycle of the domain, no matter which registrar you're using. The main thing we want to do is when we're doing this whole process, we want to do everything we can to avoid some pitfalls, and those pitfalls involve having a fake page rank, and I'm going to show you some ways that you can check to make sure the page rank is not fake. If you're using tools like Register Compass, which I'm gonna show you that here in just a second, there's a way that you can turn off any, you know, fake page ranks, and just it'll only show you the valid page ranks. But I want to show you a couple of other tools here and a couple other methods of showing you how to make sure you're not buying a fake page rank. Let me pause the video here and open up my browser. All right, we're back here at Register Compass, and what I've done is, this is a tool that I use. This is a service I use. It's $37 a month. Now, there's another tool that you can use called expiredomains.net, and I'll go through that here in just a second. If you're, you know, on a limited budget, you can actually use this. This is a free service right here to analyze some of the domains or whatever. If you do this manually, like going to GoDaddy auctions and trying to keep track of all this stuff, it's too chaotic, and it's just too much information to have to collect. So you need to be using a service, whether it be the free service here, Expired Domains, or if you use something like Register Compass. I like Register Compass better. There's a little bit more data there, and it seems to be a little bit more user friendly. I can filter out certain things, and I can sort some of the columns to be some of the things that I'm looking for. Now, what I've done here is I filtered out all of the fake PageRank. And what I did was I said I want all the ones that have fake PageRank, just so I can show you an example of how to avoid from being hosed by buying one that's a fake PR. Number one, if you've got a service like Register Compass here and you're doing your searches, it's going to show up here as a red dot that this is an invalid PageRank. You can also eliminate these from your searches. You can just filter them completely out. Now, I use this particular one right here, this Bl1Ck.com. I'm going to copy this, and I'm using this one right here for, I've already plugged it into a couple of free tools so you can kind of get an idea of what we're doing here. And let me show you this real quick. You can see that this is a GoDaddy offer, and you can buy this thing for $60, right? And they're showing a Google PageRank of 8. Now let's just go to the domain here. Let me just show you what this looks like. If we go to the domain, I have no idea what this looks like. I hadn't pulled this up yet. So you can see this just automatically redirects to this Institute Technology Bandung, whatever that is, right? A lot of these will not do that, and a lot of them will not just redirect. A lot of them will they'll mask the domain so it looks like when you type that domain in, and in this case it was this Bl1Ck.com, when you type that in, it would appear like it was that actual website. So let's just take a look at another one here, and let's look at this I don't know, this amapubs-activation.org. Let's see what this looks like real quick. Okay, so if we want to do this manually, all we got to do is go to Google, type in info:, and then we just paste the URL that we're looking at. In this case, this amapubs-activation.org. We click search, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll see that this URL is different from what we just typed in right here, right? This is the URL we're wanting info on, is this amapubs, and it's pulling up that this is the actual domain that's being displayed. But when we go to this amapubs.activation.org, you'll see this looks like this is amapubs activation. It doesn't show that it's this JAMA network or whatever. Let's plug it into the rank checker. So you got check page rank. Let's type one in right here, and let's go to plug in the CAPTCHA code. Click check. Again, this is checkpagerank.net. This is a free service right here, and sometimes this one just kind of taps out and doesn't display the information. It'll just say you may want to validate the PR manually, which is what we just did. You can also go to rank checker. I'll paste this one in here and click check. This one takes it a little bit of time sometimes to actually show the validation, but it'll show you what the PageRank is displaying as, and then it'll say if it's valid or if it's a fake. It'll say it right here. So you'll see it just right here. It shows fake, and then it's showing the real domain is this store.jamanetwork.com, which is what we showed right here in our with our Google search. Now, let me show you this real quick. I'm going to show you what this looks like for a real valid site. So just type in info:, and then I'm going to type in my URL. This is one of my old real estate sites that I had years ago, info:/successrei.com, and you'll see that this is going to pull up the successrei.com URL, where on this one that was fake, you'll see amapubs-activation.org pulls up, and it shows store.jamanetwork.com. That's how you tell if it's a fake or if it's valid. So if it pulls up a different URL than what you just typed in right here, it's a fake. No question about it, it's a fake, and you need to move on to something else. So don't let this get you flustered or get you concerned or whatever, because using these tools like with Register Compass and showing you how to do this manually, those are the some of the best ways that you can actually verify the page rank so that you're not going to end up getting hosed. So anyway, but this is one of the things that you've got to look out for when you're buying these domains, and you want to be sure you're not buying something that is not valid, you know, in your initial research. So let's go back to the presentation mode here. I'm going to pause the video. All right, so the tools that we're using and that I recommend, the first one is expireddomains.net. We'll go through that here in just a second. It's an actual free service. All you have to do is register for an account. You don't have to pay anything for it or anything like that. And then there's registercompass.com, which is $37 a month. And I like Register Compass. I'm a member of that. But if you're trying to make things work on a shoestring budget, or if you're trying to save some funds or whatever, I understand it, I get it. You can start out using expireddomains.net until you get some of your sites ranking and until you're buying more and more domains, and then you may want to upgrade to something like Register Compass. Register Compass, I like it because I can actually filter out data a lot easier than what I can using expireddomains.net. I can filter out the fake page rank real simple. I can sort for backlinks. I can sort for age. I can sort for the PR. It seems to be a little bit more user friendly. So anyway, we'll go through both tools a little bit here in just a second. I'll kind of display those for you so you can kind of go from there. But here's what we're going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at buying for our money site versus buying for our network. All right, so when we're looking for a money site, to buy an age domain for our money site, and in the cases that we're looking for that is when we're in real competitive markets, and we've analyzed our competition like we did in the previous model, and we've seen that our competitors all have age domains and have massive authority. In these cases, we'll want to look to buying an age domain. Another scenario that we want to look at is if we've done keyword research and we're looking for something to promote, and maybe the affiliate doesn't allow us to use the trademark terms or maybe the product name as the keyword. In those cases, you'll want to look for buying an age domain to use in those scenarios. So we got a few rules. First of all, we got to get an age domain. We're looking for the age. That's our primary thing we're looking for. We're looking for a .com, a .net, or a .org. I don't look for anything else, just one of those three. It has to be related to our keyword. So it has to be something that we're looking at that makes sense to have the content that we're going to have on that website. So this is extremely important for the money site. So think in terms that it can be a broader term or a more general term, something that could easily be brandable when it comes to promoting whatever product you're trying to rank for, or whatever keyword you're trying to rank for. It's got to make sense. There's got to be that click there. The next thing that we're going to be buying age domains for is our network. And with this case, we're not as concerned with the actual domain name. We're more concerned with looking for high page rank and looking for backlinks along with age. So again, just to recap, money site, we're looking for something that's related to our keyword. We're looking for a .com, a .net, or a .org, and we're looking for age. We're not as worried as much about page rank. We're not as worried about backlinks as what we are when we're buying for our blog networks. So in those cases, with a blog network, we're not concerned with the domain. We're more looking for age, the PR, as well as backlinks. So when we're talking about page rank, you got to realize that when you're looking at these and you're analyzing that the page rank is justified by the number of backlinks and the quality of backlinks, I should say, that a site has. I've bought domains that had very few backlinks and the site had a high PR, but when I went and looked and investigated those backlinks were really high PR. Prime example of a good site is one that you'll see where you've got Wikipedia links, you've got press release links. Some of those things can really drive the PR higher. So anyway, just realize that when you're investigating this, you've got to look at things and you've got to look at the backlinks as what is going to justify the site to have a page rank. And page rank is what the score Google gives each and every site. So they rank them from a PR 0 to a PR 10, 10 being the highest. And the higher the page rank you have, the more authority your site has. And so when getting a link from, say, a PR 5 or a PR 7, it's a lot higher, it's worth a lot more than what it is getting a link from a PR0 or a PR1. So I hope that makes sense to you. So what we're doing is, again, we're wanting to, buy these domains, and when we're looking for, the higher PR ones for our blog network, we got to realize that if the backlinks aren't there to justify the page rank, then there's a possibility that when Google goes in and updates their page rank, then there's a possibility that our site will drop in page rank. I've had that happen before. So just remember that. And when we're looking at these sites, sometimes I will buy a site. Let's say it's showing a PR4 or a PR5, but let's just say that the backlinks don't support it. Well, in those cases, I might buy it if the price is really, really low, just to, I just look at things like a risk-reward ratio kind of thing. So, that's just the way that I look at it. So there's two scenarios that you're going to see. There's where the page rank is overvalued. That's what I just talked about, where you have a site that has a higher PR, but has very little to no backlinks at all, okay? And in those cases, sometimes you'll find those sites where, you can pick them up for 10, 12 bucks. And in those cases, you have to use the risk reward ratio that I was talking about. If it's something that's very little amount of money, but they're showing a PR4 or a PR5, but I know for a fact that the backlinks don't support it, is it something that I'm willing to risk? Sometimes I'll take that. The main thing, again, you want to be sure that these sites have age. Now, something that I've done as well is, even when the page rank is overvalued, let's say the site has little to no backlinks, as soon as I buy it, I have that understanding that there's a possibility that that page rank will drop during the next update. So what I'll do is I'll go in and start building backlinks to that site, to where if it does adjust, I'm not as affected by it. So I hope that makes sense to you. That's the scenario that we're building, that we want to build backlinks to our blog network, is if you happen to buy a site that you feel like the page rank is overvalued. The next scenario, which is right the opposite, it's where the page rank is undervalued, and you're going to see these where there's a site that has a lot of backlinks but has little to no page rank, and these are undervalued assets that you can pick up. So these are what we're looking for. When these scenarios, you don't have to worry as much about building backlinks to your network, and you have to worry less about your page rank going down. And in this scenario, you'll actually see the opposite happen. When you buy the domain, you have very little to no page rank, but when Google does the update, you'll actually see your page rank go up. So this is a great scenario for us to pick up some domains for not a whole lot of money. And I'll show you that here in just a second when we dig into expireddomains.net and register Compass. So anyway, I'm going to end the video here, and then in the next video we're going to dig in and start taking a look at some of the domains that we're going to be looking at for our money site, as well as for building our blog network. So anyway, I'll see you in the next video.